Campaign 2. We're currently running across the Eversky. Had our 102nd session last Friday, but here we are preparing for Campaign 2. As the Dungeon Master, I feel the need to really have enough time to prepare for what's to come, and maybe a year is good. I hope so. So we have been working on this. I'm going to load up the map here. In the Second Age, we are on the 6th round of the Second Age. In the Second Age, each round is about 500 years, right? Or is this 100 years now?
100.
Yeah, 100.
100, okay. So we've had about 500 years in the Second Age already, which is exciting. Cities have begun popping up. Other races have come forth in the world. Avatars have walked this world. Gods have and everything. But we're seeing that there's a lot of opportunity yet to be had in this world that is currently still unnamed. While we were away, some things happened that lead into the 6th round for all of you. And I'm going to tell you what happens. There were 3 cities that came forth in the world, and they're all dragonkin cities. And they all came up around the same time, too. Which leaves some questions, I think, in the world history. Like, how do they all sprout up in 3 different areas of the world, each on a different continent? There's some history there that is currently left untold, but they're all dragonkin cities. You have one up north that's called Cold Nest. Now, I need you all to know, just because it's called Cold Nest does not mean this continent up north, which currently has remained untouched, aside from the little bit of the Zogvarth cluster and this river system here and the mountain. Aside from those things, it is not a cold continent right now up north. And just because it is up north does not mean it has to be cold. Okay? Right now, it might be a very fiery north, if that's what happens in the world. No one's touched it, really. So we'll see what happens up there. But right now, Cold Nest, Dragonkin City. Down below, near the desert, Glassthorn. And then lastly, the coastal city of Racken. All 3 of those are Dragonkin cities. Okay. I also did add the river system during this age, like I said here. Any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
We have established that this is on a globe. For possible things, what is so between? I'm going to ping the map here. Between the western edge at this point of this continent and the eastern edge corresponding more or less there, is there a large body of water between those, or are these continents, is the eastern edge of this continent relatively close to this? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah, I do. There's enough of I'd say there's enough of an ocean there that there isn't enough to worry about. That's probably a larger ocean on that side, especially since the continents are touching here. It's not incredibly vast. I'd say this is probably a smaller world than our Earth. So, something to keep in mind. But yes, there is an ocean there.
Okay. So it is reasonable to think that journeying from the western side across and coming around the eastern side, that is a travel that could reasonably happen.
Yes. Yes, it could.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay. If not, we're going to get into turns. Everyone roll initiative. Hold on, don't roll it. Oh, I hear a dog.
I also hear a dog. Didn't we determine that your tracker doesn't work?
Yeah, well, he has to manually put it, so like us waiting isn't necessarily. I don't know. I rolled, I guess.
Yep, go ahead and roll. Because I'll enter it manually, like Trav was saying.
Nice. I want speed on this one.
All right. Trav's at 4. We got Michael at 4. Got Spencer at 9. Chris at 7. And Keith with a whopping 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me load up my second age page quick.
I guess I did think of one kind of question I was
Oh my
kind of
goodness.
wondering about.
Go ahead.
Like for like an event or something like that, would it be reasonable to do something like that that's technically like it had started like a while ago? Like you basically give the story of why it happened. Like you would pay the points and have it happen during the time that it's actually taking place, but like the backstory of it could be something you kind of
Like this is the
just describe.
culmination event?
What?
Like this is the culmination of
Yeah.
happenings that led to this
Sure.
event, is what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
I was just clarifying.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready. Whenever you are, Keith, you've got first.
You know it. So, for my first trick, I'm going to command my race. I'm going to create a city over by the volcano. The Farborn have decided to create a large amphitheater arena festival gathering city. Despite the fact that the Farborn are relatively nomadic, especially given their circumstances and how they're born, they found that they're going to come to this place where the ley line centers upon this volcano, given its chaotic energy. And so they're going to call this place Terramordial. Terramordial is a place where they gather to exchange knowledge, to celebrate how far they've come as a people, but it's also open to other races to come and join in festivities. This is also a place of fighting in an arena, possibly also to journey up this volcano to do things to bring back for challenges. But overall, this is a place where knowledge and things are exchanged, and this pleases me as a god. So we'll do that. I'm going to name that city before too long on the map here. So for right now, I've got about 5 points left, and with that in mind, I'm also going to change up this dealio right over here by the middle of the continent. Not quite liking what I'm seeing in terms of the potential of stuff that could happen. So I'm going to go ahead and shape land in that area right above me. Can I add some inconvenient foothills?
Inconvenient foothills.
They might take a while longer than people want. But hey, they get a nice view in the meantime. That's it for me.
Keith, what's your god's name?
That's a good question.
You had it. I have it here. I just didn't want to flip the tabs. It's fine.
Sure.
Reese? Yep. Reese.
Riz, yeah, yep.
Riz.
Yep.
We don't just get one, do we? Because I already broken that rule if we do.
Yeah, no, like one god. Like, yeah, no, you've got 2, I've got 2 now. So yeah, like it's flavor.
Things you don't hear very often. How many guys do you have? We got 2.
And there were probably going to be some lesser gods created because right now we have a bunch of knowledge gods, and there are some basic things that we could
Yeah.
still have. I don't think is there a death god? I don't think so. We don't need those things
Yeah.
necessarily, but
do.
I might be dropping some of them in, but I don't want to ruin everything that you've created either. So
Yeah.
it's a fine line.
Yeah, I don't assume that like our 5 things are an exhaustive pantheon for this world. So yeah, there'll be more. That makes sense.
All right. What's the city's name again? It's Terramordial.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the chat too.
Yep. Farborn. Is Farborn with 2 R's in the
No,
far?
just one.
Thank you.
Far. Like a pirate.
At least if
Farborn.
you, but not together.
And then, can I ask a favor, Keith?
Yes.
On the downtime of this current round, since you've gone, can you write up or find some imagery for the Farborn, just so I can get in my head what they are?
Sure.
Because all I can still think of are plant gnomes, and I know that's far off from what they are. So that'd be great. Okay. Next up, Spencer.
All right. So for me, I am going to raise an avatar first. And from the ground right here is where he's going to come.
Right here.
Ish. And
Did you paint it?
I did, but I will reping it for you. This is what this guy looks like. Right around there, on the roads specifically.
Okay.
And he is a giant stone golem held together by nothing but the arcane forces of the world itself. And with him, all across the world, a race of his, and this is the best art I could find on short notice, of gemstone type drones with him.
Cool.
Ignore the fact that they are Forgotten Realms characters there, so. And I have names for them all somewhere.
Are they like that in that they kind of are shaped like a regular, like a person, but they're just made of gemstones?
They take on the aspects visually of whatever's near them, whatever peoples are around them. So wherever they come out of the ground, they kind of take on some visual shapes of those races. And there's the names for the avatar and the race. And they are the overseer and the keepers, essentially. And all they do is they tend to things. They tend to the roads. They tend to cities.
How do you pronounce the race name? The Humrim?
Humrium.
Humrim? Okay. Humrim.
Is this a Hebrew inspired?
Oh, incredibly.
Cool.
And so this was still your. Was this still Aeolus? Of the god?
Yeah, sure. Let's roll with that. I mean, unless I can make someone else's god do this, but you know.
If you have something in mind, sure. We can say another god shows up.
I mean, I think that the most appropriate god to pull this guy out would be Rees. I don't know how to say. Keith's god. Keith's god.
It's
Riz?
it's Keith.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
just the neutral fountain of magic.
Keith.
Would you be
Reese,
willing
do
to
you have any
take this
qualms with
avatar
that?
as your own?
I have none.
Okay. Created by the avatars that serve.
I'm sure there's some interesting things going on in the background there too.
So
Perhaps
that
there
just
might be
make
some interactions.
for that, Spencer. Do you like? Is that still something you want? Like that you would control to do stuff, or do you like now that you've created it and exists, you're good with it just being
I'm kind of letting him go on his own at this point.
okay?
It was kind of
Fun.
brought forth by all the roads and all the settlements that are popping up, and the
Gotcha.
world just decided it needed something and some people to take care of all of that.
What's their purity?
Neutral.
Got it. Fitting, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, okay, so you did some things there. Very good.
What is Nordstern?
What is what?
Is that a city? Nordstern? It's
Yeah.
like a little green line there. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a city.
Yeah, for some reason my green ones are showing up as like small lines.
All right. I'm going to take a short moment. Chris, you're going to be up next, but I think I need to close out of Fire or Chrome real quick. My Chrome's really lagging. I can't even move on
Mine was doing that too.
on Roll20.
I was getting some weird lag, but actually in Discord, it seems things seem to have leveled off now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
I
a
can't. I
chunk.
can barely move on Roll20, so I'm just going to close out real quick. Spencer, are you in Dawn of Worlds Campaign 2?
I am.
In my spreadsheet?
Yes.
Would you mind writing down Chris's actions while I restart Chrome?
Can I? I cannot. But I
You
will
cannot?
write them down.
Okay.
But
Chris,
it's view only to everybody
go
else.
ahead.
We have you only.
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm
good.
in there.
I will type them out and send them to you, though.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to close out of Chrome. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. I think I can do this. I'm actually going to command. There's whispers of war on the horizon, and Illafortes will not be unprepared. So I will command my avatar to work with Illafortes and raise an army to defend Illafortes from threats. Question mark.
From what?
Where is that being done at?
Threats.
Illafortes,
Oh.
North on right continent.
and that will exhaust me one. And then so that was 7. And then something can I do something like anonymously, or do I have to? Does it have like if there's a new god, but I don't want to like clarify who's doing what? Can I do something that's not necessarily my god doing it? It's some other entity.
Will you send it to me in a private message, and I'll tell you if it's okay?
I can do that.
I'm probably fine with it, but I just want to make
Look,
sure someone is aware of what's of the goings on.
I mean, I can come up with a new god name and all. I just don't want to.
No, that's okay. I'll be able to come with some of that. I just want to know what you're. So you're less asking that you want to do something as a player secret. You just want to do something that in action of another god that you're not controlling.
Yeah, well, so
Is that it?
It's I don't want to do it as Razarai. I want to do it as a different deity that's potentially unnamed. I just want to. I can name it. I can come up with it if we need to. I just didn't know how we wanted to handle that.
Other people have done it after, like retroactively. That's cool, I think. You just want to do it. You don't want to think about the name yet.
Yes.
Fine.
Some mysterious thing has done a thing.
Yeah.
You know what happened, but
That is just fine. I just need to know the gods, or at some point.
Spelling not correct. I did IMU. Alright, so I've got 7 points left. I did do that with that one. Got the right second page.
Yeah, I think that's just fine.
Alright. Perfect. So, I don't know how big of influence this will be, but there will, for some unknown reason, the Mektaba, which has been lost to legend, an unknown. Correct, Michael? Is that what I read right? The Mektaba has been lost to legend.
The Mektaba has largely been forgotten and often now is believed as a mythical place.
Is,
Fluid.
is it by all intents and purposes abandoned from a lore perspective?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
The
So
last remnants of the pure proto-species, the Ulama, are still there and still active, and it is also kind of an overlapping spatial interdimensional kind of it's got a weird kind of existence, but it is kind of ghostly, but it's not. It's kind of hard to describe if that's making any sense in the short term.
no, that works because something mysteriously happens to it, and the city becomes a little more corrupted for some unknown reason by some unknown entity.
Mm-hmm.
So do a corrupt city on it with -1 alignment.
Okay.
2. No, 5.
Because yeah, that's what I figured. Like the Mektaba is still largely there where it has been, but like just nobody really interacts with it. Like it's as far as the rest of the world knows, they don't
That was
see
kind
it.
of how I took it when you said that it's basically forgotten. Is that the coming and going of people has trickled to a standstill? So what's there is what's there, and what's not isn't.
Comes in.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then I also want to when you create
Thank you, Spencer.
when you create a city, do you choose alignment on the city, or is it always based on the race's alignment when it starts?
I was going with where the race's alignment is, but if we want to change that, we certainly can.
I could say it could probably go like one step up or down from where the race is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it specifies in the actual rules like anything on
No.
that. But they do say that cities.
Okay. Well, so I've got because I think I've got 5 left. I do want to create a city. Create a city there. And can I specify that the city has a specific alignment?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to do Biende, and I want it to be at a -1 alignment. And name will come forthright.
They're making a new city, and you haven't, and yeah, you just need the name, or
Yes. So
Where's
there
the
will be a
city
city
at? I just loaded up. And it's working again.
there. Oops.
Oh,
Spencer,
they're at the bottom of the Zogvarth cluster.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's basically out in the out on the tip there. And
Varth clear. Okay.
Actually, switch the I and the U. Malium. Would be this.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yes.
Now, yeah. Now we go.
That was a command race action.
That was okay.
0 and 0, Michael.
Thank you.
Trap.
Yes, now. So, I've got to grab my list here and then here. So we're going to, yeah, let's start with like the earth side is going to shape some land up at the top there. Making some more mushroom things on this side as well. And maybe like since the Zogborn, or I'm just going to draw a thing around it, are a little bit more plant and fungus based, that the fauna of this area is also going to have a few more plants mixed in along with the kind of fungal things there. So they're going to have a bit more of an area of that type of region.
Okay.
So that's with the shape land. We've got. We're going to do a. Yeah, let's do command order. For that order of Oza's like warriors from. Oh, oops. From Tandir, there to like when I created them, I had the idea of kind of a goal, but they're basically going to set in motion things to attempt to go to Katub and like get things from the pillar. Like that's kind of when I created the order. That's what their goal was, but I didn't necessarily command them to do it. This is basically tell them to go on. They might like spending some time interacting with like the Feykin over in the forest, or and also or else just roaming around. I don't know exactly what it is. That's where I was kind of leading to, like an event in the future might be kind of built on stuff set in motion, which kind of now. But then so that was command order there.
Okay, command order. Sorry, times 1. This was the order.
Or yeah, the Warriors of OZ or whatever.
Warriors of OZ. Okay, and that's that shark race.
Yep.
And they are traveling. You mentioned Katub. I'm sorry, I kind of lost you a little bit there. You mentioned Katub, but they're going to the Forest of Potential.
They might travel there over like this next 100 years and stuff. Basically, they've got a long-term plan. They're going to be scouting out Katub, but they've been basically directed that they want to, to take the tower, take the city, go there and take the thing of value. It was kind of an ominous thing that they aren't quite sure exactly what it was, but they're looking for that, and they also probably noticed that there is a settlement up there and everything. But yeah, they're just basically.
But then they're going over to the Forest of Potential.
That is, they would likely wind up there at some point. Yeah, but possibly, or else they might. I don't know. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do the next thing, so that's why I'm kind of leaving that open of where exactly they're going there.
Okay.
And then we've got that was that. The Avatar is also going to command the city to raise an army, to gather an army of that in that same city. And so that'll be more useful later. Overall, like the order is going out to figure out how, and the army is preparing for things that armies do. And then what's that going to be? I was gonna have. I was also gonna have the Fakin, I think, like build a city in the like on the edge of the Forest of Potential. With a name for that, but yeah, right there.
What action is that with?
Command race.
Okay. Vacant city on the edge of the forest of potential. Okay.
And yeah, kind of like I'll add more like a specialization to the city later, but for right now, it's that, and I gotta come up with a name. I was looking at different words.
Okay. I need to look at what the Fakin is again.
They're
what? Will you spell that again for me?
Fakin?
Yeah.
Like FAE.
FAE. Okay.
KIN.
Not like Fae. And then they're the Alkin subrace. Okay.
Yep. And so they're basically like the kind of more flowery plant-infused bug and dragon things, and they like to hide things and conceal things.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that was the points that I did there. All right. There we have it. And I'll get that name figured out.
Fakin are -1.
So
what do you want the city to be? Purity. I'm going to start asking that now.
Yep. The city will also be -1, I guess. Yeah, if that's what they were.
Yep.
Yeah,
they were tricksters.
Mischievous. Yeah, they're tricksters. The city's going to be tricksy as well.
Okay. Once you have that name for the city, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
And we're on to Michael.
Okay. I have a couple of ideas. My problem is that, again, the rule and the distribution of things happening is always a little bit hazy. And so what is the real purpose for creating an order? I made one before, I've never used it, and I feel like it was a waste before. And I'm about to do it again, but I kind of feel like, what am I going to do with them?
Oh, I'm going to be honest. I think you're looking too much at the mechanics of the game in this moment right here, right now. Yeah, you could probably use them a lot more in H3 when there might be wars or something. You can choose to do something with them whenever. But realistically, don't think about this Dawn of Worlds game here right now. The more orders you create now, the more you'll have a chance to see in campaign 2 or campaign 3, because that's history that I can then build on.
Okay.
And then I can use that, and you can create your character to be a part of that order. Perfect. You can have background, and you can shape it then. So
that's fantastic. That clarifies so much for me, because what I want to do, here's So here's one of the things that I want to do on my turn, and you can tell me what is the best way to go about it if it is using the create order action. My thinking is that from the previous rounds and the things that are happening with the buildup here between the Troskas, is that the name of the shark race? Troska?
Mhm. Yep.
And the and the sorry, I'm getting
Yeah, we're hearing just a little bit from you on the
turn,
regular, but that's okay.
turn my volume down a little bit. The Ulhakma, in the amping up the defenses, I kind of envision that new militaristic angle in that society or in that city giving rise to effectively like a monastic order of like warrior monks, right? Like the knightly orders from the Middle Ages, and that they would be there, that they would become kind of something that would then spread out throughout the world, perhaps, or that type of order might have influence outside of the city. But I could see them arising in this situation as kind of, warrior monks of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be create order?
Yeah, that would be a great use of create order.
So let's do that, and I will come up with a name. And as I'm down turn because I just came up with this right now. That's one thing that happens. And then the other thing I want to do, or another thing I want to do, is over on the western side of things with the Shujama, the at Ul Hafad is going to, I'm going to command that city to raise an army. And I'll get details out there shortly for that. So that's
Okay. Command.
Command
What
City.
is this? Command City, raise an army.
Command City and create order, which is being done by the Ulhakma, and I'll tell you I'll get the names for that for you in a second here. So that's that. And then, crap, what was the other thing I was going to do? Well, I guess I could do that now for. Oh, I remember what it was. The other thing I wanted to do on this turn was that since this new order of warrior monks has also largely taken charge of preparing the city defenses and gathering intel and whatnot, that's left the other members, the other Ohakma, to return their attention again to what's always really been at the heart of their activity, which is gathering knowledge and learning about it. And the activity of this mountain and the ley lines, didn't we establish that this mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and then where was the other, then the volcano,
And then the mountain up north.
the mountain up north, that there were magical energies that were connecting them effectively.
Yep.
Those energies have drawn their attention, and I'm going to command. I think this would actually be command race, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let me just read. You're just gonna do research on it.
Yeah, they're starting to do research on it and even investigate the possibilities for harnessing it or what it might mean, all those kinds of things. And of course, maybe for defensive purposes, but not exclusively. And that's it.
All right, so we just need a name for the monk order, the
Yep.
monastic order that you have created, and then that is round 6. Okay. So, round 7, we're going to waste no time. We're going to get to it. The question I have for all of you is, do you want to move on to the 3rd age?
No.
No.
We need all 5 of you for this one, I think, now.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So if we even have one no, which Spencer says no, we move on to the 5th age. What in the world am I saying?
7th round.
We stay on the 2nd age. Move on to the 7th round. I don't know where I was thinking 5. I think it's because I copied and pasted the 5th cell. Okay. Roll for power.
Yuck.
Malium. We got that already.
That's
Nice,
6, of
nice,
course.
Chris.
Very nice.
6, 5, 5, 6, 11.
Oof.
Okay. Now, why don't we go ahead? Go.
Oh, initiative.
Roll
Okay.
for initiative. Keith goes first, and then Keith goes last.
I am consistent.
I am
Someone
the
roll.
Alpha and the Omega.
I'm not
Michael
ready.
goes last. Michael goes first.
I have no idea. I'm not ready.
The good
I
guy
just did my
dice Taylor.
turn. I needed time to think. Well,
Hold on, I'm not ready yet.
Thinking is not allowed.
okay.
Spencer, what do you got? 5? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to type in here. Can you confirm that this is the right spelling, Travis, for the shark folk?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Except
2
there's a
dots over the
umlaut.
O, but yes.
That was when I copied and pasted. We don't need to maintain that.
I like the
We
umlaut.
will. We can and we will.
Okay.
Okay. I think
Because if we take away your umlaut, we're going to take the line away above my O.
Yeah. I
I'll
didn't
be damned
intend
if
any
we
of
do
my
that.
things.
I'm going to give you just a couple moments as I move into the map layer, so you've got some time, Michael.
Okay.
Don't
Thank you.
ruin this opportunity. Tangiers.
What is is that an actual thing in?
Yeah, Tangiers is a actual place.
Yeah, but it's not in our world.
I'm just thinking of it because of 30 Rock. Okay, I am all done. Michael.
Okay.
You are the first turn,
Yeah.
and you've got a nice, good roll of 5. You can
Well,
always bank your points.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask of to clarify. I know last time some of us thought you said that the spending your points bonus carried over, and then others didn't, and then we
He
retroactively
retroactively
gave.
made the bonus carryover.
yeah.
So, just to clarify, for going into the next stage, what's our stance going to be on that?
I don't think anything really changes you. I think your points, you
Keep
can
them.
bank your points and you can use them.
No, he's talking about
Yes,
the
the
3-point
point, the
bonus
bonus.
for spending
don't-
your stuff.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason why that won't stay the same, and whatever you have will continue.
Okay.
So since I'm really not sure. So I do know one thing that I've been wanting to do. I'm just going to do it now. I'll just do one thing this turn. And
Okay.
it is, I'm just going to grow the fungal forest to cover. I guess I'll draw it.
Good use of it.
I'm going to make that square more. I mean, ultimately, I'd like this and also this, but it's not cheap anymore to do. Well,
It's
not
going to
really
get more
cheap.
expensive next turn, too. Next
I know.
age. Shape land. Space around Dark Hall is filled with more of the fungal forest. The Zolgvarth cluster continues to grow.
And I'm done.
Okay. Chris.
I should ask. I forgot to add my +3 last turn. Is that too late? I'm gonna leave it to the group.
Group.
What was the question?
Add my +3 bonus last turn. I was
Say
gonna leave it
it's.
to the group.
I would say it's too late to use those points, but like I would say like if they you would add them in, and that's I don't. It
Yeah,
seems fine to
it
have
would,
them.
it would be to add them back in.
And would that
Would that have
avoid
affected
the
whether or not
complication
you
of
got it this turn?
No,
yeah? Would
because
that
I started with 1, so it would have put me at 4,
Okay.
and I was still under the 5.
So
So
I
he
was-
would have been fine. Everyone okay with that?
it's fine.
yeah? Take your points.
Sorry.
Because we've got that sweet sheet that you can calculate it
Sweet sheet.
retroactively.
Sheet instead of what I'm currently doing, which is just look at paper. Okay. I am going to. Some mysterious force is going to corrupt Ieth Kenti.
Where's that? What's that? The Rith Kenti? What is that?
That's this city that exists beyond the mortal realm.
Oh, right.
Do they?
And Razarai is going to combat this by purifying it to restore its neutrality. So it's like a deity clash almost.
Okay.
Both corrupted and purified.
Yes, this is for thematics.
Okay, sounds good.
So that's 5 points. Update that.
Does that place have inhabitants
No.
at this point?
No, not really.
Okay,
It's for the deities. I've made
Yep.
it for us.
gotcha.
Okay, then
Yeah.
Then maybe it's a different one. We're not sure, but there's a force at work here that actually creates an order in their image in the Diende in the city of Ilafortis. So that'll be 6 points.
The religious order, or
Yeah, I think that's how that works. Like in order for a deity to actually extend their influence,
They have to
they have
create
to create an order for themselves, like a religious order for themselves.
and that's what we always get one of those for free with the races we created, which is why
Correct.
But this guy is not. Yep.
But now this new guy can start telling those what to do. Neat.
Do you have a name for the order? Or do you have a name for the god yet? It's okay if not.
No and no. I'll get something.
Is the order just like the order of the blah, probably? Or I guess that might be slightly variant.
I'm going to just make sure I have a note on here that says I need unknown god. Name blank. Big letters.
I'll get you something.
You're good.
And then we are going to. There's a lot of machinations at play here, 7. I'm going to do. Command Avatar. Avatar, do things. You know what? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do it in a different order. Uh, this. Can you do a mixed race city? Can it be founded by 2 instead of 1? I don't know.
If the race is nearby, I think so. If the race has been said to have either traveled there or they're nearby for some reason or another, and then I think so. But
Okay.
right now you can't take the Alkin and say they create a city near Isla Fortis right now.
No, this would be the command race. This would be for the 2 races that I've created to create a joint city. So that would be the Eritis and the Diende would create a city. Oh, I should do it. That's a better idea. Do here. There you go.
Near Gratitor?
Yeah, right here. Because it's kind of an intersection. I was gonna do it on the coast, but not. But I'm like, this seems like it's more of a. I don't know.
Because the Gratitor one there, that one's the.
That's the Eritis.
Yeah. Cool.
That will be 4 points.
A very small green dot.
Little lines. I think that's.
What we call Ictrum.
Get a city together in the crossroad of the road. What was that road called? Keith? I don't remember.
Keith's Road. And Grace.
Spice Road?
It wasn't really a name for it.
Who
You
walked
can name
it?
it correct.
Flow.
He doesn't have to name it, but I was just wondering who walked it.
It was a Traskin, the road builder.
Okay, we're just gonna call it a Traskins Road right now, just so I know. And this city is Icturum. Then Aratis, Diende, city jointly created. What do you want the purity level to be here?
It'll be neutral.
Okay.
Then I was gonna do one more thing. Question: did the road get completed to Isla Fortis?
No. Nope, it is only in the forest right now, which is also unnamed, but that's okay. I can name it later.
In the forest.
The forest. So, and avatars can do multiple actions that are mortal related, correct? So I could use like 2 points to finish out this road, maybe.
I'm looking real quick. Can
I think
perform
usually
Well, they can
one
do.
of the following immortal or many mortal actions in a turn when commanded. So you can only do one of those around.
that's why you get the discount. It's like
Or they can do many mortal actions, though.
Yeah, that's the many mortal actions was my question. Is building a road
Sorry.
a mortal action?
I read that, I kind of thought that there's a lot of things mortal actions they can do, but also, yeah, I suppose they could kind of do multiple mortal actions. But yeah, I read it slightly different, but I can see
What I
it.
spent my points on for Etruscan last session, spent a point per tile to make a road.
You spent a point per tile.
Yep, 1 point per tile.
Hold on, I want to look at this real quick.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that's probably not clear enough in there.
Yeah, since it's capitalized, I'm looking at like many mortal are some of the other things that you can do, but aren't these all immortal actions then?
But it says through the use of an avatar, you can do something like raise 2 armies in a turn, which is against the rules normally, or do 2 command races in 1 turn, which is also something you can only normally do once.
Say that again, Spencer.
It says through the use of an avatar, you can raise 2 armies in a turn in the same city, or execute 2 command upon a race. And normally those are listed as things you can only do 1 of per turn.
So the way I understood it was that command race allows you on its own to raise an army, but you can only do that once per turn.
Command city lets you
I'm
raise
sorry,
an army.
command
Yep.
city, but you can only do that once per turn.
Correct. It says armies are created with command city, though any given city may only produce 1 army in a turn. Command avatar allows you to do another.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I had read it.
So it does not specify.
But if the question is road making, and Jake before did just 1 point per tile to build roads, I think that's correct. Question mark?
If the question is doing the same thing that Keith did before, like
right, yeah. If the question is strictly roads, we don't need to debate this, right?
No, I'm more just now in the desire to figure out what the difference is between an immortal, which is listed there,
yeah,
and then what the many mortal actions are.
Well, many mortal, so like raising 2 armies instead of 1.
Well, I feel like it's more like oh yeah, I guess those are mortal actions
because command city, you're commanding mortals to raise an army, but an avatar can do that twice.
Yep, but you can still only use your avatar basically once around.
Once per round.
I just feel like
the avatar can do one thing. You can do one avatar.
I was okay with the avatar action of creating roads. That's fine. It's flavor. It's a road. You're gonna come across it. There's cool things I can do with it. That's fine. But yeah, okay. I didn't realize that there was the set in stone. You can only use an avatar once per turn, and that's what I wanted to find out. You get it cheaper once.
We need to rewrite these.
But yeah,
let's do it, Spencer.
Going into these is like this is probably like the equivalent of like the 3rd draft of this whole thing. Like,
all right, so for the peanut gallery here, I can do 1 or more than 1 road creation.
If you're doing road, I'll allow that for 1. If you're having the avatar walk, then again, are you taking a Traskin and making him walk, or are you sending out a different avatar?
I'm sending my avatar. He's going to finish this road that a Traskin started.
Interesting.
And this is basically what he wants to do.
Okay.
Can I do that for 2 points, or do I need to spend 3? Because I think it's...
No, it's fine.
It kind of goes into that 3rd tile.
I'll let it be 2.
It does, and I can spend 3, but if I'm spending 3, I'm going to do a wraparound so I can start leading up to Nordstern.
Whatever you want to do. But I'll say it's fine with 2 if you stop right there.
Yep, that's just finishing the connection.
The Traskin's Road is finished by what's your avatar's name? Look.
I don't even know what his god's name is.
Yeah, which one are you? You are
Rasiri.
I'm
Restorai.
Oh yeah, Eritis.
And I created the race Eritis.
Yes. Great.
It's all coming together.
It's like melds together in history, and then you don't know what's what. Then we're the Olympians. Who knows?
Percy Jackson. Does he know?
Okay.
Thank you for entertaining my.
How couldn't we? That hat.
This is the year of our hat.
Spencer, you're up.
Be right back.
So for my turn, Zetzer is going to also be building more roads. For he sees the work that the mortals are doing and he likes it. And so he's going to do... Bear with me now. This shit is traversable, just still corrupted, right?
No, that's not corrupt anymore. That's a rainbow bridge.
Okay,
It's
that
been
got
purified.
fixed.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 8?
It's a rainbow bridge that goes above
Goes
the
over
land
the
bridge.
land. But the land is still there, right?
Yep, land is still there.
Okay. So he just
Through Mermuse.
yeah, Zetzer just kind of makes it go all the way to Glassthorn.
Cross the siege. How do you say that? Sizia? Sizia?
Oh no, I didn't make it.
Cross the
Sizia?
Sizia Desert to Glassthorn. Okay.
Are you talking about the desert, Jake?
Yeah.
The Sizja Desert.
You do pronounce the J. Okay.
That's what, like, as Michael was clarifying, yeah, the bridge is like watery, but it's like the shape of a rainbow, kind of, but it's water.
And that
It's
is
an
where
Not
I end
literal.
my turn.
But it's not an actual rainbow.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some rainbows coming off it sometimes if we're falling water.
I don't know if I could play in a world with a rainbow bridge over.
We'll see what winds up going.
Yeah, right.
Torture.
Okay, hold on real quick. Monastic order. I have to go back and get names to things.
Back to the future.
Whenever I like think to like update the amount of points on my like Roll20 thing, because I usually don't, it's like, oh, it's the same as I had the last time I updated.
Please hold. I'm just looking at something real quick.
Please hold while your party is reached.
Okay. Trav, you're up.
Europe and Eurasia. All right, so I've got. Sorry.
Remove friend, block, disable video. I have a lot of options. Okay.
Oh gosh, the sound. So I've just got a couple small things. I didn't get a lot of. Gosh, but one of them's gonna need a name. One thing I was going to advance the city of Mermuse, which is the Fakin city over there. In case you didn't catch the name on that one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to advance them in like the use of like illusion magic and stuff like that. Because basically I was thinking, and I kind of like the fact that the road kind of went through, because maybe that's why they've done this. But the idea is that basically it's kind of like a wall to the forest, but it's not like a traditional wall. It's just that it's really easy to get lost going through the city. So like you might just wind up, oh, I'm back on the side I came in, but it looked different, so I kind of kept going, and now I'm still on this side. So it's not like a strict like you can't come through here. It's just like when you try to go through, it'll be distracting. But overall, that's the advanced city for illusion magic. Um, to be good at that, and that's kind of just how the flavor of how they use it there.
Okay.
At least one of the major ways. And then good spot. We're going to command. Command Avatar. He's going to make a city for the. Let's see what would be a good spot. Put it over here in this riverside thing. For the Troska are going to make a city up here. Well, the Avatar is making a city that will be populated in their adventures. Up there.
Okay. Try to create a city at the edge of rivers that come down from the swamp.
Did we decide anything about like? Because I'm thinking about using my avatar to do something again, but I can't remember if we decided that the avatar has to be like in a place or near the place that it's doing something.
No.
I think the implication is that the reason avatars can only do one thing per round is it takes them that long to go from place to place within the world.
Yeah,
and they're only avatars.
Yeah.
They're not the gods themselves, so they lack, the
Yeah.
magical energy, the magical power.
They can only be one place at once. I'm thinking I'm gonna do, I guess, this for the name of the city, Obalans.
Oblongs.
The Obama lands.
Obama lands.
Thanks, Obama land.
Obaland.
Okay. And what race is this? I'm sorry.
This is the Troska, the shark people.
Where are they going?
What?
Where are they building a city?
Over, I think. Michael pinged it.
It's right over here.
Yeah.
So these are freshwater sharks?
Well, they're flexible. But yeah, I guess they've got. Well, and also depending on the way this river flows, I guess probably the salt might be filtered out by. But they're expanding their horizons.
Mm-hmm.
Are they solely water based? Can they not function or land?
They have legs and they're capable of. They've got they can breathe the air and stuff like that. They definitely like to be around water and stuff. But yeah, they're.
Okay.
Fully landable.
What is the purity of this city?
That city will do, because I think the Troska right now are sitting at -2. We'll put that city at, not -2, at -1. We'll put it at the same, just -1, I think.
Sounds good.
Sure. And that is all that I've got.
Okay. And
I guess there was one thing I was going to ask of, the armies and stuff like that. I know in the rules it's they're marching or they're heading towards things and it kind of gives the implications that people could respond to things. I don't know if does that take like an action when you send them out or when they get there or anything like that. I don't know. What
Sorry, say that again.
In the rules, it kind of mentions the idea of like armies being on their way somewhere, so it kind of like makes it imply that like it wouldn't be an instant thing of like I command this army to attack that and it has attacked that, because basically giving people a chance to respond. And I was just wondering like what point you would think the like actually spending of the points to like make that command, or if that was thing that could just kind of be happening if armies exist. Because yeah, basically if like I would spend the points when they actually make the attack, I would say like have the army go out now, or if I would say I'm spending that when the army is leaving like their home or something like that, or just ignore that and just have it be kind of instant.
I think we'd basically say it takes points to move your city there or to move your army there, and then as long as you have the points, you can use your army to attack then.
So it would take like the two actions to like get there and then another one to do the attack.
I think so. And remember, this is over 500 or 100 years now. So if you use the action to move them, and then your avatar used the action to attack or whatever, you move them there. In the next phase, yeah, you start your turn and can attack. Or you can bank your points or whatever, yeah. Does that seem reasonable?
Potentially. Just I don't know how many points that because what like command city maybe again for the thing for that, since the armies are usually from a city, would that be the action you would use for that, or would it be like our own?
Well, so you're thinking about doing something right now?
Because yeah, basically I was thinking I wanted to like send out the army and then basically attack like next round, but like give the chance for that to have repercussions or like to respond to it, basically a turn of that.
Give me a moment to read this.
If I can ask for some clarification and also bring, because Travis and I have been talking a little bit on the side. My sense is it that, if I may, I mean, and I guess I'll ask the question, but if you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. But if you were, for example, attacking Kutub, are you asking, do we have to resolve the attack now, or can we prolong it to have some other stuff happen? Is that kind of?
Basically, I was like, I didn't have enough points to do that because I kind of want to do like potentially an event at the same time. And I don't have the points for that right now, so I did like the idea of like basically clarifying that it is on the way, so that like if you did, because like in the rules it's like, oh, you could like build like make a your god could make a moat or something like that, or a plague could sweep through the army or something like that.
Yeah, it isn't super clear on things, is it, with that?
Yeah, of how that the army and stuff works. But yeah, that's why I was just kind of looking at that. But yeah, basically the reason I'm asking is yeah to give basically a warning and then also to hopefully do that later. I don't know. And yeah, I just didn't know if that was the case. Like,
Okay.
Should I say?
Okay. We're going to stop you real quick, and okay. I'm going to read the rules. Don't need any more clarification. I'll read the rules, and I will say what we're going to do. So give me a moment. If you need a drink break real quick, now might be the time.
Yeah, right.
So, Chris, what's the countdown? Can't hear you.
What? The countdown?
Yeah, what's the ETA of little baby?
So the 12th of June. So that will be 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
But technically can come anytime after 38 weeks. So this Friday.
Is Anne ready to be done with it?
Yes. Yeah.
Get out of me!
Basically. She was just, I mean, like most of the time, like she needs help, like getting up off the couch because her ankles and legs are so swollen.
Oh. How does she feel when you drink wine in front of her?
She'll like take a sip, and then like it's really funny because obviously if people who drink don't listen to their body, because she'll take a sip of it and she's just like she's told me like it is so disgusting. Like her body like rejects it. So like people that drink alcohol obviously ignore their body signs. She's just like, I want a sip, and I give her a sip, and she's like, this is gross. Take that away.
Things change. When she's pregnant, it tastes gross, but it doesn't taste gross when she's not pregnant.
I know. It's we were talking about like her body is telling her like this is bad. No.
Yep.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's funny, like she'll like have a sip, and like she'll try like no, and no. Because they said like you can have like a little bit and it's fine, but like she'll have like a sip and she's like, nope, this is gross.
Okay. So what I gather is you use, and this is how we're going to rule it here for the remainder of this game. You're going to use the command race 1 action to march there and to wage war. Okay? If for any reason you just want to command your race to go there right now, this is over 100-year time, and maybe it's at the end of the 100 years, but maybe it's to create a civilization, a city close to Kutub. In this example, close to Kutub, and so they reside there. It's like maybe a small camp for their army or whatever, but they've made it. Not sure. Flavor-wise, I don't think right now you need to do much of anything using points. I think it's just I want to wage war on Michael next turn, but I don't have the points right now. So, because I want to do something else with my points, so I'm just gonna say they're on their way. They're marching down from Obolans, and or wherever they are.
Yeah.
Tandir, and they're marching there. They're making their way. They're gonna make an alarm, basically a warning that hey, we're coming. And you can go from there. And then once someone takes the command race to wage war, then you're going to roll.
Gotcha.
Yep. So, sound fair?
Sounds good. And
So
yeah, I think a lot of the stuff is like they expect you to talk about things more than like have it in the rules of like, hey, I want to do this and respond. So
right.
Good.
Right. We could easily do this without rules, that sort of thing. Just trying to make sure that everyone has a budget to get equal opportunities really at this point. So what are you using the rest of your turn on?
If that's for me, that was all I've got for myself. I just did those 2 things.
Okay, command advanced city, the city of Murmuse of the Faken, become illusion masters.
Yep.
And command avatar, you created a city at the edge of the rivers, Obolans.
Yep.
Oh, this was all for like next turn?
Well, this was just like other stuff that I wanted to do, but like I rolled a 5, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll have a few more to deal with later.
Okay. Next up, Keith.
It's me. While you guys were talking, blah blah blah. I just did this.
Strider.
We're gonna create order by Mermuse.
Create an order of in their civilization, like those people.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
That's it for me.
Okay, you're creating order. Thank you for typing it out. I'm going to near the city of Mermuse.
Within the city of Mermuse.
Left. Create order ×1. And this is of the Faken. Led by the Faken and Farborn. What a name.
Oh yeah.
Great. I'm just going to read it real quick. This mystery cult governs a minority. Great.
Is Ostraka the name of your of your
Related,
avatar?
but not the same.
Okay.
I thought about that. It's like, well, okay, that's a little bit similar. But then I realized, well, wait a minute. Different influences are going to have similar sounding things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we are at the top of the order. So we are going to do a vote now. We need 3 people to say they want to move on, right?
This is 8? This is round 8?
Yep.
Okay, yes, 3.
Yeah. So we need 3 of you to say you want to move on to the third age. So we have 2 no's. So, okay, we have 3 no's. That's it.
We have
4 no's.
5 no's.
1 up, thumbs up.
I was just excited to be here.
Yep.
It's like not looking at the chat and it's like, oh,
roll for power, please.
Yes!
Oh, here we go again.
Hooray, not a sub 5.
Okay.
Tired of this shit.
For initiative.
I care less about it on initiative than it's the power that matters.
Right. You can go ahead of me, Michael.
Oh, I don't really
I don't care either.
care first. I mean, how about you and I roll off?
Fight
Sounds
to the
good.
death.
We got
Let's get Jake populate it first with
4 for Keith. 4 for Keith. We got 10 for Chris. We got 4 for Michael.
then Keith and I are gonna
6 for Spencer. 7 for Trav. And ascending. Okay. Yes, you roll off.
Sweet.
Look at that.
Figures.
Now can I exchange that for my power? That's the real question.
Trickery.
Oh, man. Just came up with an idea for a rules variant. You roll 2d6 twice, and you need to choose 1 for power and 1 for initiative.
And you can choose then.
Because
Yeah,
then in
if
the
I
later
cared-
ages, for like war and stuff like that, if you want to
Going
attack
first
someone
might
before they raise an army, you'll take the lower points so you can go first.
I don't mind that rule at all. But
As not as a, I mean, obviously it's too late in this game for it, but
yeah, we could always. I mean, we could always implement it in the third age if we wanted. I'm not opposed to that,
Yeah,
but it would take
that-
a
that-
unanimous vote.
That definitely would
interesting.
only be something I would want in the third age, because now especially it's like I want to go last so that I have more time to think usually.
see, and I just have a list of actions for the second age that are on my to-do list,
Mm-hmm.
so I can just
That's
pull
fair.
from them as as needed.
Chris,
Yeah.
you're up.
Third age is
I'm
when
up
shit gets
already.
messy.
It's hard. Not
You can just skip your turn and start banking points.
Yeah, just bank them, or you can start doing events. Like, honestly,
I think
I thought about. Go ahead. What were
I
you
was saying I think they've only had like 2 events so far.
yeah, events or catastrophes. Why not make them happen? They're
I
the same cost anytime.
Wait a minute. I think I've done both. Didn't I do a
Yeah, you
catastrophe?
probably
I'll say
have.
I've done
but,
an event and a catastrophe as well.
but this is also like over thousands of years. You know, like
That's hundreds of years.
Oh, don't
well,
worry.
now
We'll
it
have
is.
some events.
Like suddenly all the catastrophes happen by the people of the world when they're thriving. Or maybe none of you want to do catastrophes. Maybe that's not the exciting part. Go ahead.
You know what? Can I do? Can the death of an avatar be an event? Or does
I
that-
think it's mentioned in catastrophe. By
I
this
think it
power,
might
the gods express their wrath from fiery mountains to destruction of avatars.
Okay.
The loss
They
of
would
great
mention it.
advancements to the destruction of city walls.
Well, event says changing the fortunes of an avatar.
Changing
Yeah.
the fortunes? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
If
I
it's
would.
my avatar, can it be an event?
Sure.
Catastrophe is the one that lists as like killing an avatar.
Oh yeah, destruction of avatars. I didn't even see that.
Oh,
Yep.
so if I want to kill it, it have to be a catastrophe. Damn it.
Oh, because one is 10 points and one is 7 points.
Yes.
It sucks to be first on initiative, isn't it?
It
Doesn't it?
Favorite points are like, oh, I can do things. Wait.
But
Sure,
what
yeah,
will I
especially after you just finished your last part, like you did before.
Yeah, that's terrible. Going last and then first.
I'm. No. I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna do. Oh, do you have a list of what are the expertise that have been divvied out to locations?
Whew.
Nations over races or both.
There's a lot of them in that other spreadsheet, Jake.
That, I think that is pinned on one of the chats.
Oh.
The
I was
link
just trying to think of like what expertise certain cities have.
Uh-huh.
Music, conjuration, and magic, shipbuilding, philosophy, marketplace.
Those are the city ones, yeah.
Yep. And then those are the cities' specializations. For races, the wise arts, domesticated wyvern, sailing, weaponsmithing, cartography and travel, geology, writing, land vehicles, hunting,
There's probably more.
illusion magic.
Yeah, well, yeah, that one was technically, or wait, I don't
That's
know
for a
if the
city.
race got. Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
that
city
was that
Yep.
was
Yeah, I don't have that in a sheet yet. I was just going off of memory.
Yeah.
Illusion or delusion?
yes.
Illusions, Michael.
Tricks are
That
what
was-
whores do.
They're illusions, Michael. Tricks are
Delete
what a whore does for money.
So, the command order. I got a question on that.
I
So
feel
with the command order, they can do basically any type of like city or racial action, right?
Do the things that an order of people could do,
So,
I imagine.
I had this potentially nefarious deity created a sect with within the Diende that is their religious order. Can I use the command order action to have them create another city as their command order? It's not here. That's why I'm asking.
I think technically that would be a command race, which I think is the same points right now. Because I know the command race is like you have to have a religious order in that race in order to
so-
command the race, and that's how
command
cities.
So you would do. So what is the point of command order? Would that just be like to do something
Well,
thematic?
I did a command order for sending one of my orders off to study the thing. Like
Ah,
it was a purpose-driven thing that order wanted to do specifically.
okay. I'm gonna do this then. I'm gonna actually do a command order on the Diende that are religiously in service of this nefarious deity that we are unsure about, and to find fertile soil to set roots, and that will be their command, and they will go forth, find locations throughout the world to take hold with their religious sect.
Okay. So say this one more time. You're commanding order.
Yes.
And you don't have a specific city or location. They're just going
No,
everywhere.
they're basically spreading out throughout the world to try to take hold into various locations and places to spread the religious zealotry per se.
For the glory of he who must not be named.
Sorry, we've been doing a lot of chatter off and on, and a lot of scattered chatter. I'm having a hard time following. Okay. So you're sending off. What's this? Does this order have a name? No, not that order.
The Order of the Infernal.
Command order. The order of. Oops. That's not. The order of the infernal. Sending this order out into the world to spread the religious zealotry of the dark shadow. That's the dark power that's crept on this world.
Well, that's crept on this place at least. I don't think it would claim to be the only dark power. Come on.
Crept on this place / land. Okay.
It came from the Matoba.
And you're going all over the world?
Yeah, that would be their order. That would be their command, is to spread throughout the world and basically take hold where they can.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna take this banking points.
Okay. Travis.
All right. So now I will enact what I've been setting in motion and such. So I'm going to have the avatar is going to command the race or city, the army technically, to march on Katub. But they also tube, yeah, sorry. And also the order. Basically, what they have been working on, they with the help of, and so I'm either going to do this as an event or a catastrophe, whatever like is appropriate. And also, I kind of do still want to like roll for the army attacks just to see how that was going,
Okay.
because the other thing might not happen till I don't know, just to see how that goes. But so the order had found help maybe from one or two or like a small group of the Fakin. I almost said Phaelican. That's almost what this is. The gloves of the Phaelican. But they that had, and they're also their hunting skills. They've tracked down some of the Kaijaka, and they're going to try to sick one of them on the city at the same time that the army is like attacking it. So basically, the idea with the Fakin was that they were going to try to sneak like some material or something precious to the Kaijaka. I don't know exactly what it would be. Into the city of Katub as debate, and also the rest of the like army and order is going to try to like herd it closer, and then also just basically make it cause a ruckus there. Um, is what I was kind of thinking would be kind of cool. This is I was kind of talking with Michael. I had a whole bunch of ideas of how to do an attack kind of thing.
Okay.
But so yeah, basically and most of that like kind of stuff would be part of the event. But I feel like maybe that took a little bit longer, and maybe the fight actually starts happening, so we could actually roll to see how that goes, and then because I was thinking of like interrupting it so that like as they're about to fight, then this other thing just kind of messes everything up. But yeah, I think I want to do the actual fighting without that before that event comes into play.
Well, it's all resolved with one roll.
Yeah. Well, the event or catastrophe is not usually a roll based thing.
Right, but you're saying you want to do some of this before after the roll, and then interrupt, and then continue it. It's well, that's what you're making it sound like.
I basically figure out how to describe the event or catastrophe. I want to see how the actual nitty gritty fight with the rolls go. Is my thought. So we do the roll off with his two armies and my one army.
I was gonna say, let's stick to one action at a time.
Yeah.
This is where I'm getting
Don't
confused
do
right now.
like
This is
seven
where it's
things that I'm doing all at once. I'm doing this,
Yeah.
then I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been really challenging to make sure I'm following.
I'm not writing it down, and I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah. Yeah, most of that other stuff was kind of just the flavor that will potentially come in after this. But yeah, okay. So sorry.
That's
so
okay.
yeah, let's just do the army. Or yeah, what do you got, Michael?
So is what you're saying then that we'll do this and it will resolve the success or failure of the attack immediately?
So the interesting thing, the answer to that actually is yes. It will resolve the attack against one army. You have two armies here.
Oh, okay.
So
I think that answers my question, the follow-up, and what Travis is getting at too, I think.
Because Michael has two armies, there actually has to be, I gather, there should be two wars.
Gotcha.
Trav needs to go up against, he needs to command his race to fight two battles. And on the second one, he's going to have a detriment because there's that -1.
Correct.
Because I kind of thought because I kind of thought that like all the fights would kind of still happen at once, but like if mine is still alive, then the next army would fight at that same time, but I guess you're saying it would just take like an extra
Well,
action and stuff
I guess
for it.
I guess I'll ask all of you. So the rules don't say anything in here about two armies. So do I say if Trav instigates it with his army, does that mean he's fighting off 1v1 again? Because there's no bonus for having two armies. I'll add that. So do I send him off against one army? They fight, and if he wins, he then faces off against the second army. No other action required. He just is going to have a -1 to the roll.
That's how I understand the rules as written for conflict, is that his attack on the city means he has to go knock down all the armies in order. Basically, that's how I understand it.
But I have a thought too.
I would say that it makes sense to a degree, but there's also a problem if we're thinking of 100 years, that might not make as much sense when we're thinking that then the next 100 years that war is continuing. Of course, wars can go on for that long, but this type of conflict maybe. So the way I was thinking of it was actually not necessarily that it's a second army, but that second army raised is in some ways considered like a mega modifier rather than a whole other army that you have to use. You could treat it as a modifier, just like the defensive walls, just like the monastic order, for example, that they be additional modifiers. But I think the other thing, I mean, because we're spread out, this 100 years is actually 5 different people, 5 turns in that 100 years, all happening simultaneously. And Travis and I had been talking about starting this fight, but having an event happen that interrupts it and changes the course of the combat of the fight, such that it may end up not resulting in conquest or lack of conquest. And so I think that's what Travis was kind of hedging around with how to resolve that. And maybe it would be with our fight going on, we kind of resolve it, but kind of put it off into brackets, and then on my turn I can take an event. If that would be
just because he wins the battle doesn't mean that he's wiping you out or anything. He might just be routing your people. So it's not like.
Sure.
I guess I don't understand how we would not resolve the fight, but have the fight.
So I think Travis should post it, but it looks like was
yeah.
it item 3 under
it specifically says that if there's multiple armies, it's just a separate roll for each army to determine victory, and then the -1 penalty for every subsequent army that your army has to fight.
Glancing through this, I must have just glossed over that first sentence because that says it right there. Yeah. I read the third or everything after that. I saw the -1 penalty. Yep. I just missed everything else. So, or I missed context. Well, here's what I would say to answer this. If you want to have an event interrupt the combat, you use the event, use the catastrophe, whatever, to make what you wanted to have happen. And we're not going to
worry about the rolling thing.
We're not going to worry about rolling because there's no point. You're not looking for a solution to this. You're more wanting the flavor of the event. So there's no point. If you want to actually have a chance at taking him out, which then could change your whole plan, or Kutub, then I'd say let's do the rolls, and you'll have to fight one army and then a second army, and
I guess, Michael, what do you want to actually do the rolls, or you just want to do an event kind of thing?
It's up to you. Like I told you, I was going to follow your lead on this, so because I don't want to. So Travis had a whole bunch of really cool ideas, and we were kind of batting back and forth some thoughts, and I don't want to. I want you to do what you've been kind of thinking or planning, and go with it, and I will respond accordingly. But I was just trying to capture what I remembered of our conversation and about how that would play out. And Jake's solution sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, to not even have the fight. I just kind of got caught up in like, I kind of want to see like how it would go in case that would like shape it a little bit with the rolls and stuff like that. But yeah, it would probably be less complicated to just go, okay, this is what we want to have happen, and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll go with that. I'll be spending at least an event if for some reason you feel like it should be a catastrophe. I would have the points for that, but
Okay.
they're still gonna be commanded to do the fight, and then it'll get interrupted, like we were saying. And so my thought was, they're trying to basically herd and lure Kaijaka to the city.
Yep.
And as that does seem to start to, like, it is approaching and everything, like, basically, like, a different one comes to, like, defend the city, and they wind up that they weren't expecting, that my guys weren't expecting. And the and so then, like, obviously with those kind of fights, they can get a little bit, you bump into some stuff that's gonna do some damage and everything. But and yeah, so that would be like a thing that kind of comes to the city, maybe even from like the thing that they, I don't know, yeah, brought to the city to try to lure it another thing. But anyway, there's a fight, and one of them, I feel like maybe the one that's defending is like maybe like a flying thing that like winds up like defeated, falls in the city, and then the other one like leaves. But and yeah, basically and one of the thoughts is when that thing dies, like kind of like Mothra does in things, where it'll like kind of disperse magic or things in the air. And my thought was like it leaving like a mysterious like egg that winds up in kind of the somewhat damaged remnants of Katub, and and then that would probably be something that they might look after and the army might be like, okay, this did not go how we wanted it to, or also, yeah, sorry, I don't know, and like call off the attack basically, and yeah, and basically that egg thing is kind of established there for something potentially late, like next round, or else, yeah. Because yeah, so basically like damage to the city, um, and a fight that kind of cancels out the other fights and stuff. Would that probably count as like an event versus a catastrophe?
Yeah, I'll leave it as an event.
Gotcha.
Nothing was destroyed. Katub, sorry, was it seems like it's still, you didn't want to wipe it out. It's still it's still working. It's still there. No, their magic and their knowledge, their libraries weren't destroyed. So since everything's there, it's fine with an event.
Gotcha. I guess then and also then that leaves me with just enough points to do the create race, which is basically the thing I wanted to do with that egg. Like it might potentially be a little bit later, but also just to not leave it another ambiguous.
Hold on. What are you doing something right now with that?
Well,
You're
okay,
saying
I don't
you're
have
wanting
to.
to do this later.
Yeah, let's do that later.
Okay, then we're not going to talk about it right now.
Okay. Gotcha.
Are you all done with your turn then?
In order to keep that bonus, I'd have to spend a couple more points. So we're going to purify the we'll purify the Troska, the after seeing this crazy thing that they brought upon him, they were like, we didn't want this. This is not what we wanted. So we'll purify the Civ by 1 point.
Which one? Wait, what are you purifying? Just the race?
Yeah, purify Civ is what like it says in the points there.
Got it. Verify the Troska 1 point.
Yep.
So now they're at a 0. Neutral.
Yep. A mysterious egg left in Khatub
Egg.
after epic battle.
And just so you're aware, that does not purify the cities or anything.
Yeah, that's what I was. I kind of like the idea that that other new city they just formed is kind of like behind the curve. They're like, hey, we were still kind of being a little nasty.
We weren't in the combat. We weren't in the war. Okay.
Sorry for big confusing stuff.
Okay. Spencer,
Hopefully it'll be cool.
Yes.
you're up.
All right. It's gonna be easy. Step 1. Right here, I'm gonna command avatar, and it
Sorry.
is
Was that up north?
right here.
Oh, there. Thank you. Thank you.
Here, let me move my dude down to where I'm doing things. And avatar is going to found a city in the name of both the Jinshi and the Seishi, because the merchant traders are tired of taking all the goods down the roads to get back and forth between the cities. So it's going to be another port city for travel between the two, better travel between the two races of people.
What's the city name?
It is da 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 da.
Sato. And
Oops. Benkei. Pew pew pew.
Bengay.
Bengay. So that city is that, and it's going to be +1 alignment.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Nope, that's all right.
Benkei. Jinshi. And Seishi.
Wait, no, not Jinshi and Seishi. Sorry, Jinshi and Madoshi. Sorry.
Doshi. That changes things.
Changes everything.
And +1.
Oh, yeah, I assumed it was those people. I think, but based on the location. But yeah.
Be dumb for it to be the guys that live up here.
Okay. Okay.
And next is I'm going to do an event. And the event is going to happen in Marotani.
Tani. Okay.
Yep. And the event is going to be, they have discovered a process by which they can properly extract the this material from the world throat, some kind of infused something that has something.
Okay. Since you're doing that, do you want to name the material?
I will come up with a name.
Okay. Material. Name.
Materia.
What is? Okay. All right. That's your turn.
That is my turn.
Keith?
All right, I think I'm going to use all 8 points for this, and before I do anything, see if this is too much for what I'm about to do.
Create avatar is... Do you already have an avatar? What race is this? Or what god is this?
This guy will be from the Aenins. He's going to be... Basically, he's going to be somebody who kind of thinks he's mortal, but because of kind of where he's from, Riz, he's going to kind of be there to be as kind of an interesting influence on things. So, with what I've got in mind, you can feel free to delete this if this is too much. He's going to start right over here.
Where's here? I can't see it.
He's right on that peninsula on the western edge of the western continent. I'll move camp
Where
here.
where you're at? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there. Yep. So I just kind of posted stuff on the chat there. The city's called Center Mage, the ever-expanding city, nearby the world throat, for saturating the world in new magic, quote unquote. Illucidifid sits in the middle of a maze of constantly changing streets and citadels, all enveloped in walls of rose thorn. At first, those that live in future new territory, the maze king may see growing rose bushes as suddenly shoot upward into magically created city walls. A village may find itself behind the walls of Center Mage within a fortnight. So he's going to sit there while this city is going to be constantly expanding and potentially marching upon the continent. I don't know if that's going to be too much for that, or should I make that a separate event in a later turn?
No, at the start you can keep it there, and that's fine. But I think we're going to have to be doing to make it continue to expand. I would say, and why don't you all help me out here? I'm thinking you do an event to make it kind of occur.
Right.
And that's when it can start expanding. And then beyond that, I'd be tempted to say shape land or maybe advance the city.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What do you think?
I was thinking shape land too at first, but then when you said advanced city, that man,
So it's going to take event and then advanced city for, I would say, let's just go each square that you want, each 1 inch square.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Is anyone opposed to that?
Oh yeah, and I guess Advanced City is a little bit cheaper in these ages than Shape Land, so I'd like that. Yeah. Otherwise, I was just thinking of just like a flat just point investment that we decide on. But yeah, kind of shaping after that would probably be good too. Like you said, I'm cool with Advanced City
All right.
for its different use.
So there's the upfront cost of 7 this age, and then everything that you want after that, during this age, it's going to cost 4 to expand it an inch.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, I'm going to copy and paste this, and so you also created the avatar, and then command the avatar.
Yep.
Create avatar. Elucid, Aphid, the Tyrant, Maze King. Okay. And then now I go back here. Oh. And sorry, who's the god of this one?
Riz.
Jasher, whose avatar is that? Is that also yours?
Yes.
And I just want to make sure we can have more than one avatars, right?
Yes.
As far as I can tell, yeah.
Great. Okay. For some reason I thought there's only one, but that works out. I'm okay with this. Okay. What city is this? This is
Center
Mage.
Center Mage.
The ever expanding city. And -1. And what's the race here? The Ienin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's it?
That's it.
When you do the city and you expand it, just do You don't have to like shade it all and just do it like a circle of how much it expands when you do it. Okay.
Sure.
Michael, last turn.
Yes. Okay. So I've got a couple things for sure here. I'm going to start with. Well, first, let's build off of what Travis was going. Wait, is that a command race? So I'm going to do a command race, and that unfolded a little bit differently than so. I want to make sure I understood right. So the moth creature that you described, that was that come out of nowhere, or was that something that was enlisted by the Troska? I kind of got blurry for me.
It was not enlisted by the Troska. It was like it probably came from somewhere around here, and also it was probably more of a flying like reptilian thing, like a Quetzalcoatl or something like that over. But yeah, it was not something they had planned for, and most of the things weren't expecting it.
But its arrival basically made them stop fighting each other to look like, what's this? That kind of thing. Is that
basically instead of the monster just attacking the city, it had to fight another monster, and then that had destruction that they were not really prepared for, and they was like, yeah, just kind of realized that it was a bigger deal than they were expecting.
So they backed off, not so much out of like a change of heart, but out of, well, I guess, how would you describe what was the reason that they stopped their assault? Is it?
I would say yeah, it was more of a bit of a change of heart, more like of we didn't realize it was going to be this kind of like even though it didn't like fully destroy the city or anything, it was still like, man, are we the baddies? It was kind of those like it seemed like a good idea at the time. Now I'm kind of wondering why we did it. And then they were like, yeah, offer to help and stuff with the repairs and yeah, just kind of generally feel about it.
So then I think what I'll do is I'm going to command race, and I'm going to command the Luhakma to form an alliance with the Troska. And the idea there is like after this assault from the Troska on Kutub, and after it was interrupted by the arrival of the strange creature and then the change and all that you talked about there, the Luhakma has decided to form an alliance with the Troska. And part of this alliance too will recognize the wisdom that they've kind of exhibited, and it will mean that down the road they're also welcome into the ranks of the Morabidun, this monastic order of warrior monks that I was talking about, as protectors of wisdom and learning here in Kutub, but ostensibly as their influence will grow perhaps through the ages as well. And so, curious, Travis, what are you imagine? What like? Are you imagining what kind of like if you can imagine a Troska stat block? What would be some of its overriding features in terms of like, are they big, gnarly, strong swords? Are they what's kind of going on there thematically?
Live and stuff and not super stuff like that. Like this was one of my examples and thoughts of like that kind of thing of but yeah, basically got arms, legs, they got a big shark tail, shark face. Find one of those
maybe they can become strong learners too or something like that in their own. But yeah, I think so. I'll form an alliance with them and we'll see where that goes, if it goes anywhere interesting down the road. So that's one thing. What's that, 4 points? Okay. Then I am going to also, Ilm has noticed a disturbance in the balance of pure energy, and there is growing concern about this darkness that is emanating from the Mektoba. And so I'm going to command Avatar, this time working on Ilm's behalf, to purify the Mektoba. in an attempt to reset the balance and kind of maybe I guess I think of this as waging and there's another kind of war happening right here. This the incursion of darkness through this multi-layered intradimensional space, perhaps that is looming large and threatening the realm and is already because you said Chris that I can't remember what was it a race that came out of there or
No. So I did come up with a name. And the name is Furnace, and it is that deity had corrupted them, came out of and corrupted the Mektaba.
so it's a deity that came out of there.
So it traveled the planes, and as it entered this realm, it created corruption, and now it is doing its own thing on the world.
Okay, so that you had said something about maybe it was a group then and not a race that was also kind of looking for a place in this world and I thought spreading that darkness.
Yeah. So I think it's Inferis created an order for himself.
Okay.
In Illafortis through the Diende,
Gotcha.
and then now commanded them to spread his basically religion throughout the world.
Okay.
And to find it, basically told them to go forth and take root throughout the world, so that they've spread out, and that's the order's commands.
Okay. So yeah, that still fits within what I was thinking. That makes sense. Yeah, and so Ilm isn't thinking so much about good evil as much as just maintaining a neutral balance at the Mektaba and what it means as a connecting point to other planes and worlds. So what that means, I'm commanding Avatar to purify the Mektaba and reset it back to neutral.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then, well, given what we know now about how we're treating armies, and that, so it sounds like I'm saying that if we have, if you build multiple armies, they aren't necessarily together. We're treating them as separate units effectively.
Yes.
And so if you want to, we must have to think of other things if we want to represent the strengthening of a given army, right? So for example, if I want to, I was thinking I was going to raise another army with the Shujama, but if maybe it's better for me to command the city again or command race perhaps to already wyvern masters. Gosh, sorry, I'm thinking about how I want to do it. Maybe I should just save it for a subsequent turn here. How many points do I have? Yeah, let's do this. Well, so I can flesh out the details and not waste everybody else's time. I'm going to use 5 points this turn to continue shaping that land up there.
Okay. You with the forest, the Zogvarth cluster?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and draw it. Do I have that right though, Jake? Is that the way I should be thinking about increasing
So
army
I'm looking
by adding army size or creating army repeatedly, but doing things like probably command city or command race to improve an army's capabilities or something like that? Is that
So you're going to want to advance city.
advanced city?
Yep. You're basically going to want to give them war magic, healing, warfare, steel, weaponsmithing. Maybe it's horseback combat, like the specialties. If you want them to be focused on a specific weapon style or anything like that, and to get a bonus to combat like that, that's what you do.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what I'll work on for my next turn, I guess, then. And then for
Okay,
now, I'll
so
just go ahead and flesh out some more of the Zogvarth cluster.
okay.
Yeah, Michael, reference the notes because some cities, some civilizations have already done some advancements.
Where are they? Where are those notes?
I know, just
Scattered.
notes. So like the Diende have advanced in weaponsmithing specifically.
Okay.
And some of the cities have advanced certain items.
And also, if you're just looking for like, because yeah, that would definitely be a way to make a stronger army. But if you want to like have a better chance at winning, I think just more armies also would be an effective way to do better too, just because you get more chances. But
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're done?
Yep. Thanks for your patience, everybody.
On to round 9. We're going to roll power.
Do you want to do the vote?
Oh, yeah, we should do that first. Let's vote round 9. So we need 2 people now to
Move on.
basically move on. 2 of you need to move on. So if you want to stay here, thumbs down. If you want to move on, thumbs up. Everyone's choosing to stay. Okay, we'll stay in the second age. So round 9 in the second age.
Chris.
I need roll for power.
Fuck yeah.
or wait, dang it! I keep looking at other people's numbers. Mine's still not bad, but I thought I had that 10.
All 10s and 7s.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get anything for a
Full
10?
house.
Let's roll for initiative. And then I need to step away for a moment.
Okay.
I should have.
God.
Where does this start?
The 12. Why couldn't I have had that?
Ha!
Up top.
Initiative 10. I'm guessing.
I think it was
Trav,
mine
was yours
was
the-
the first initiative.
Has Michael rolled initiative?
There.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah,
All right.
that was the first initiative.
We're going
So,
to use his
10,
first roll for his initiative.
Zoomies.
12,
That is some zoomies.
4. Between Keith and Spencer, who wants to go first?
You can go, Spencer.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
What did I roll? 7? God.
Yep. So you are 4th.
I think I rolled 7 for my stupid power.
Can
too.
you all see the turn order
Yes.
tracker?
Yeah.
Okay.
12, 12,
Yes.
10, 7, 4.
Okay. Good. All right. Let's take a short break. I need to get up, move around, get away from this for a moment. And we'll get back to it very shortly. Okay. Let's say 9:25. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Are you getting frustrated, Jake? Are
9:23.
we tiring you out?
Yeah, a little bit. A little tiresome.
I'm
Give
actually
me this mind break.
Real sick of your
9:25.
shit.
Okay.
Real sick of your shit, Michael. Man, now we have to look at that terrifying Dungeon Master picture. Tody's back.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, what is that?
I apologize to everyone in the stream for whatever the hell that is.
Does anybody here know what that face is?
I don't know.
I think it's Robert Pattinson.
I was gonna say, is that Robert Pattinson in a Batman promo? Probably.
That's
Robert
Megan.
Patterson?
Yeah.
Pattinson?
Pattinson? I don't know. It's a Twilight that's now gonna be Batman, right?
Twilight Man.
The Batman that sparkles.
I need some new frickin' rolls, damn it.
Sparkle Man.
At least 7s are above average.
Or no, they're just average. That's the most likely number for you to roll.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. This isn't a D12, it's a 2D6 for rolling.
And also, yeah, if you hadn't noticed or realized, yeah, you can copy over to make additional turn
Yes,
things.
I had to do that. I ran out.
Yeah. Yep. Because yeah, I made like 8 or 9. I think probably just 8. Plenty for the first stage, but not the second. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like with Michael, with your poor at the end, we should see like what the total rolled power difference was with all of us. Of like, okay, I don't know, give like an award for like the.
I don't think I want to know, and I sure don't want that reward. That award is meaningless. That should give me something like a bonus points that level me up with the rest of everyone else at the beginning of the next turn or time.
You don't want pity points?
No pity points. Can't do shit with that. I'm going to ask Jake if he'll be willing to change the name of something. We've just slightly modified it. I think it'll make it more pronounceable for people too.
Is it one of your race's names or
City?
City? Is it the one that I keep slightly mispronouncing?
No.
No.
Well, that one everyone has having it's not that Kutub.
Tub Girl.
No, not Tub Girl. Cyber Mage. Let's see.
Figured out how to freeze a column in Google Sheets so that you, as you scroll over to the left and right, you can still see what the like description of that like power or whatever is.
Yes, that is an important.
View and freeze in case.
Chuga.
I haven't included the bonus yet.
me to copy and paste one thing quick.
Chris, what you eating? It looks good. Also, I'm hungry.
It's an apple.
That's disappointing.
Wait, did you say it's an apple or it's a Snapple?
Apple.
Okay.
Snapple's liquid.
Yeah, I know. They should make like Snapple apples. I don't know. They should don't. It'd be funny.
I had a pineapple the other day. That was good.
Okay. Type out the names quick.
I suppose Jake's gonna come back expecting me to have decided on all my things.
Jake, regarding names, I had a question. If you would, how would you feel about, or how would you prefer to resolve a request to revise the name of a city?
On a very limited basis. I'm starting to know these names, and changing many of them now is going to be really depressing for me. But what you got?
Sounds like an
The one,
event.
the one that I'm looking at is to create a little bit of clarity, and it would be one with the city we haven't really used too much yet. I was thinking of just altering Ul Hafadath to, I'm sorry, Ul Hafadath to Hafadath. So it would really just be changing it slightly to make it,
Just taking the UL off of the front, pretty much.
And adding an A.
yeah, to make it a little bit more here.
So that's what I was like. I feel like changing the names is depending on how many times he's going to have to change it in this document.
There it is.
I mean, the good
That's
news
what I
is
was
I don't think
thinking.
anything's happened in that city yet.
Yeah.
Not a lot. They've been kind of, I imagine they've been kind of operating in the region on their own and building themselves up. But I'm wanting to start doing some stuff over there.
Looking to change it in my other document. This one with the Shujama.
It's all
Hafada.
Aha!
ah.
Ah!
My new city's name is.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, if you really want to change a city's name, you could always create a catastrophe, raise it to the ground, and then spend some points to build a new city in its place.
How?
No.
Istanbul.
Yep. Just saying.
Constantinople.
I was reading about the process of raising a city, and it costs the same cost it would be to build a city, apparently.
Yeah, to completely destroy anything.
Yes,
yeah,
to wipe it out
up.
completely, you have to pay for the full cost of what it cost, or what it would cost to make the city.
In the current age, I assume too, right?
Yep, yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready. Spencer,
Ha!
you're up.
All right. So, first things first, I'm the illest. That's a shark. The people.
Keep it vague.
Yep, the people are
good.
doing stuff, and it's going to cost me 3 points. The
Damn.
Madoshi, or excuse me, not the Madoshi, the city of Madotani is going to, I'm going to advance civilization them, or advanced city them, sorry. And they are going to start using the Nakada that they've discovered, and they're going to become great artificers, or people just making magic into things.
What's that material they found?
That's the material that they figured out how to extract.
Where was it? I need to look at the spelling again. There we go. We got master artificers. Active artificing. Okay.
I don't know what their current purity is at. I wish I did.
Madotani. The Madoshi were at 0. You and purified to 1 plus 1. So I think looking real quick, Madotani would be 0.
Okay.
So you want to purify that?
Now we're gonna stick them where they're at still. That's gonna just stay as is. And sorry. Checking my notes here. Oh, and then I'm going to command. Is command avatar what we're just using to make roads at this point?
Shape land could do it as well. But command avatar will go to you for 1. It's basically the avatar is walking the world.
It is
That's what we did.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
and then it's like Jesus walking the earth, and then the followers follow.
Fair enough.
So it's not in the case of what's the bucket's name?
The bucket?
I don't. What was the one that walked
I was thinking
originally?
Paul Bunyan. Some of the drags.
Keith?
I don't know.
Johnny Appleseed?
No.
Just
Your
sure?
avatar.
Or
Your actual
Illicid?
avatar?
Oh, okay. Oh, a Traskin.
And why don't I have that name down anywhere?
That's what he does. He walks out of your head.
So Riz has 3 avatars. Riz?
Right, yes.
Okay. I did not have a Traskin down. Ugh.
That's okay. You don't have my other guy down either.
What is your other guy?
Zetzer. Z-E-T.
Oh, I didn't add him yet, yeah. Okay. No.
Yes.
That's a different god?
No, that's me. I'm Aeolus.
Okay. Okay. So the Atraskin, you said he wandered not with followers. He just went himself.
Just by himself.
Yeah. So your followers, or your avatar, though, could, like with the gemstone race, the Humrim, that race of people, they could be following Zetzer on this journey and creating the roads.
Right.
That'd be cool. But
to me,
yeah.
that's yes, they are spread far and wide. They kind of just came up wherever there's civilization already, but he has his road crew essentially just going around and building and maintaining infrastructure.
Okay.
Literally
so
the highway department. So they're going to build more roads.
Okay.
They're just going to continue from where they left off because that's where he was. So.
And avatar.
So it's like
times how many are you going?
1, 2, 3, 4. Voop. 5, 6. How's that sound?
Sir?
That line is bigger. It's fine.
Hello.
We must construct additional pylons.
Road creates roads.
Cool.
From Madotani. From Glassthorn.
Oh, I need to put that other city name down too.
So does he go to Madotani first and then to?
And then he loops back
city?
to the coastal. Yeah.
Then back.
Did I say what that city's name was?
Let me look my notes.
I sure didn't type it in anywhere.
What is magical? Benkei.
Thank you.
Yep. Do I have it here? do have it. Okay. And then. Okay. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roads?
Yep.
Okay. You got anything else?
That is all I'm going to do.
Keith.
So, this is my plan A. See if this is too much. My plan B will be to merely shape Earth, but see what you guys think.
What am I looking at? 300 days, giant glowing letters appear above the rainbow. The water arc that is shaped like a rainbow.
I'm going to create a Care Bear race next.
Right.
Just for you, Michael.
In Mektabi's script, it reads,
Okay.
Praise and woe upon thee who learn the truth of magic. You will utter tide spell, and you will drown the world first in magic, then in madness. Wait, what are you asking, Keith?
Is this too much narratively? Does this impose too much?
I feel like it.
I say no.
I like it because it ties in a number of themes. Especially, I'm especially glad to see madness there. For example, I think you tapped into a number of things that have come up from various places. I'm cool with it.
Everyone else okay?
Yeah, like it's just like a big sign. Like it doesn't necessarily compel anyone. It doesn't necessarily cause these things to happen. It's just there. Yeah, that's like almost not enough for an event.
You wanted to do more, yeah, you could certainly make it do something. But if this is okay.
I will have it appear in a couple more locations in that case. I can have it appear above Katub. I'll also have it appear above Illa Fortis and Hafadath. Hagendas.
Hafadath. Oh no, you're right. Hafadath. I can't even pronounce my own fucking cities.
Probably above Madotani as well.
That means the people that live in Vespa are going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, well, and it's in that script that like most people probably don't know.
Yeah, there are going to be fewer people that don't know it, but if the
want to figure it out.
But well, people travel the world. If any of the Ulhakma or the Shuyama are there, they may know, and then they may spread the word, and they may go seek out where this is. They may go try to find the Mektaba again. Like there are some things that can happen from this.
Yeah, I definitely like it being in multiple places. Makes it a lot more impactful.
I think so too. Okay, now someone someone builds off of that and does a catastrophe in each one of those cities where it rains. That after 300 days, it just explodes, and frogs come out.
I don't have enough points for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pretty save up to blow up your city.
Okay, go ahead, Keith.
And I think I'll stop there.
Okay.
What do I want to do?
Trev?
Barely.
Up, but this one should be a lot better prepared than the other one.
Appreciate you.
So as I was saying with the egg, and was almost gonna, so basically the city had the egg after the events of things, but basically that's going to hatch, but not just into like one creature. It's basically going to, well, let's say it lets out a bunch of, or no, yeah, just have it be the things themselves. It's gonna be like spirits that turn into them. No, and basically out of it hatches. But I'm gonna share a picture in the racist chats, the race chats.
The races off
The
to the races.
stars, the star snakes.
The star snakes.
So this was kind of an early draft of them, but the basic idea was that it's got like arms / legs that kind of form out in a star pattern, but they also largely use the snake-like portion for movement and stuff. Now I'll put uh, the full,
The
like a
full
couple other little sketches,
I'm gonna be square.
as well as
Terrified.
but yeah, so they're kind of shaped like that. I'm trying to bring over this. I had some. Don't copy.
Can I ask, would its right arms also have those hooks?
Yeah, and also it's the thing that I kind of landed on, because I was trying to find a way that I wanted them to be able to fold in behind the thing, so that it could still slither and everything, but also still walk on them, and that's not just literally tentacles. So this last thing, the arms, where it's got more of the hard part on the end, as opposed to like I had them kind of on at the base.
Okay.
That might be a little bit more reasonable for him, so I'll probably do like a resketch thing, with a more accurate, because like the final thing, that's like a Tyrannid from Warhammer or whatever, but it's got those like spike leg things. But basically, it's just something that where they can fold out to be legs, and like in that third frame of that other thing where they could kind of walk on four but still have just a massive tail behind it, or else like stand up on their back legs and stuff and have some sort of appendage like things. But yeah,
Okay.
that was kind of the idea of the star snakes, where they've got
Is that what they're called? Star snakes?
yeah, star snakes. Yep.
And this is you want this to be a playable race?
Yeah, like it might not be super likely, but this is not in mind when I ask those questions of like, do things need to have legs?
Yep.
But it kind of eventually I was like, oh hey, this, because basically this kind of combined a lot of little ideas that I had into one thing. This was kind of like a little like logo symbol thing that I just thought was kind of cool, because it's like it's a star, but then it has the
Well, Spencer, we have our throwback for this campaign.
We do.
No,
We
I'm kidding,
completely
Trav. I'm
do.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm very much kidding.
Yeah, but they are a little
They will.
a little more awkward. But
Okay. What god would they be? They don't necessarily need to have a god, and you can say the Kaijaka as well.
yeah, because I kind of think like, because my things were kind of like the ocean and the earth, and these guys are kind of from the sky, from the stars. So yeah, it's probably some other kind of influence for these.
Okay.
And because that was one of my other ideas to get like a source of these guys, was to have like just a meteor fall out of the sky.
That'd be fun.
But then I wanted to involve like a kaiju fight in the middle of it too, to get.
Which is also good. What's their purity?
They're going to be just +0, because like I don't want everything to be good, but I don't know. But I don't want to make too many bad things. But so +0 for that.
Okay.
And yeah, in terms of like I was kind of thinking of them having at least, I don't know, I was kind of rolling things, and then I've got the unfeeling kind of like the like logical, basically like the lizard folk kind of, where they are, it's kind of like a different way of thinking, where they don't so much rely on feelings and more like logical. Of course you would eat your downed companion or whatever is, I think, one of the examples that give for the lizard folk thing.
Okay.
And what else did I have points in here for? And I was kind of thinking of them as kind of, at least for now, like kind of like dark black in color, with maybe like little like almost glowing little blue highlights and things like that. But also I could see them being like also kind of brightly colored greens and reds, like snakes can be and stuff like that. So I didn't know whether that would wind up being like a sub race or not. So for now, I'm just going to say that they're all kind of they can vary quite a bit in their coloring. Calculation. All right, so we were doing create race. That was the one thing there. We were going to advance them in like the use of ranged weapons, like ranged combat is kind of what I rolled up and did that. So because I've just been giving them all a specialization, and the avatar will give them a city as well. And that we'll put that a little closer to the big mountain, and also that river I didn't realize was there. But yeah, I'm gonna put that down south of Kutub.
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 Ooh.
You guys are gonna freaking hate me if you don't.
Or you're just gonna hate us, and we'll just not care. We'll put it, right about there, down there. The city, I think I've come up with a name for that guy as soon as I find it. Names, the names page. So I was gonna go with trying to decide if I want to combine it or not. Yeah. We'll go with Nebosme. I'm gonna type that out.
Nimble as
Yes,
me.
you are.
I don't know. If we need to change something to make it more pronounceable with that ZM, but Nebos.
You decide. It's not like we don't have other complicated names as it is.
I like that one. Nebosme?
You said you do like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's technically like the pronunciation. I wound up like sticking things with languages. That's technically like apparently the pronunciation of like sky serpent in Russian. So
Nebosme.
Nebosme.
Like it.
And yeah, so that's down south there. Label that, and yeah, so we did the race, advanced the race, and made the city, and I think that was all of the things I was doing there. Yep. All right, and I guess the avatar that would have done that, I think, would be, well, I guess I only have one avatar anyway, but I guess controlled by the Earth side show or whatever.
Where did you put the city at?
South of that city I mispronounced a lot.
There wasn't a name next to it, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Gotcha.
Got a lot of tabs open, full of star snakes.
Got a lot of tabs open.
Hey Spencer, is there a link to the document that you're talking about that has the mastery information in it, perchance?
Somewhere.
Or is it one that I have access to already? Maybe.
No, I haven't posted it anywhere.
Okay. If you don't want to share it yet, that's fine too.
I mean, it's super incomplete.
That's cool. Don't worry about it. We'll get it all together. I can just field the questions when they come up here on my turn.
Which is now.
Are we ready for it? Trav, you done?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to do three things on my turn. And I've got just enough points to do it with 1 point left over after doing this. First, I'm going to advance the city of Hafadath. As the Shujama continue to advance their military capabilities, they, along as part of this, they are becoming masters of, and here I don't know, I want to say I'm thinking of like illusory psychic forces, so like I don't know what name we would give to this, but I'm kind of thinking of like magic or psychic abilities that can be harmful, but also can be used to do covert type stuff, maybe by deceiving. I don't know, but that's kind of the idea.
Trying to think.
Is there something more appropriate?
I mean, charm magic.
Well,
I don't think that's exactly what you want.
I'm thinking more like mental magic, maybe mental manipulation, something like that. That could, you know. I mean, at first I was thinking illusion, but it's not exactly illusion. But
And
I'm
also, there's the
Someone
other
else has
city
illusion
that's-
already.
okay. Like psychic.
Yeah, if it'd be more of like reading minds than it is them changing it, or is it more of
No, more like I was thinking of like.
or like
Well, I didn't realize. So illusion is already taken. So because I was thinking of illusory type of stuff, but I was thinking of things that can be used to cause fears and manipulate the minds of people.
So what you got right now, it could be enchantment, evoke. I mean, look at the schools of magic in the game, and that'll make it real easy to have a specialization.
I would say Jake's
abjuration
on it with enchantment because like feeble mind, modify memory, mass suggestion, sleep. Those are all enchantment spells.
Yep, that'd be what you should go with if you were to go with one of them.
And then the damaging spells are all psychic damage or whatever, power word kill, and those are all enchantment too. So
are they?
Yeah.
Really, that sounds like that kind of fits the bill. Then I was even thinking maybe this is a place for like now I can't remember what psionics or something like that, but I don't know if we want to use that, have that. I guess that's kind of what I was thinking too along those lines, but like enchantment or psionics, whatever you guys think is the most appropriate. Yeah, it sounds like you're getting the gist of what I'm better than what I'm trying to communicate.
Yeah, power word kills is enchantment.
Yeah.
You say enchantment then? Okay. That's cool.
I think that would probably be best.
Okay. So that is so that's advanced city.
Okay.
The city targeted with that is Hafadath and developing the mastery in enchantment then. Then my second action is going to be advance civilization. And as the Shujama are advancing their military capabilities, they're also developing skills in spying and intrigue. So now that civilization will become like master spies and troublemakers, covert troublemakers, that sort of thing, and information brokers and gatherers. And as my last action, tell me if you need me to stop or slow down, Jake.
Nope, you're good.
Okay. My last action will also be along those lines. I'm going to command my avatar, this time in the name of Hazrael, who is a demonic force that I introduced into the world a long while ago now.
Okay, hold on. Hold on real quick. It's another one I don't have written down. So
I can.
Well, how do you spell that?
Here it is. He's the one that kind of Sapites was the one that was kind of the one that was shaping the behaviors of the Ulhakma.
Yeah.
But the Shujama were more enthralled by the demonic aspect of Ilm called Hazrael. And it's in his name that I'm going to create an order among the Shujama that is called Hazrael's Harbingers, or sometimes just the Harbingers. It's basically like a spy, spy network, a covert organization that tries to go around the world gathering intel and nefariously, in covert ways, advancing the aims of the Shujama to hoard knowledge and learning in the world. And I can give you the names of that organization too. Here, I'll just do this. You know what? I'm just going to do this. This is my turn, Jake.
Shujakma. I have been spelling that wrong this entire time. Saw C in
Well,
Shujakma.
no, that C is really just a diacritic symbol for, but you can leave it out. Shujama.
Okay. Yeah.
When did you create that Hasriel dude?
It was way back in the when the ulama split into the ulhakma and the shujama. We had Sapites was driving the ulama. I'm sorry, the ulhakma, and Hazrael was the one that was driving the shujama. It came at the very end of our night, I know.
Back in the day.
It was the very
I don't
first
have, I don't have that at all on my sheet either. That's why it seems so alien to me.
night. Okay.
That's fine.
Might have gotten lost in because I was right at the end of our first night that I had that happen. The names mentioned.
I don't know if I just missed that or what, because I don't even have that listed, the create avatar, but that's okay.
Well, no, I just have one avatar.
And so you've got it's the two deities or gods or whatever that you've got, or
Well, I guess I've been thinking of them as aspects of Ilm.
I gotcha. So it's mostly still just flavor kind of things.
Yeah. If you look I'm looking in the game log, and it was a whisper to Jake. There's a whisper to Jake. God, update, clarification. Lama followed Ilm, got a pure knowledge. Hakma follows Sapites, God of wisdom and learning, and Shujama follow Hazrael, demonic aspect of Ilm, order of knowledge and giver of madness.
You copy and paste that again?
Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. But
Ilm is God.
Yes.
Sopitas is the second god you wanted to make. Evil version.
No.
Not evil version, no, but
not pure. He's more more interested in wisdom and understanding and learning.
That one is a separate deity.
I mean, I don't really care. You can whatever is most comfortable for you guys. I mean, I was kind of thinking of them as aspects of Ilm, if that means anything to anybody. It's not necessarily separate entities, but facets. Does that make sense? But if it's easier just to think of them as separate gods, that works too. I don't really have. I guess I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable right now because I feel like I'm making things. Are people not happy with what I'm doing here?
it's the complexity in understanding a game where we're all trying to have influence, that is making it difficult to follow. And something got lost somewhere, and I'm trying to comprehend that. That's what's happening. And so I'm looking at my notes, I'm looking at what's written here, and still trying to just follow along.
I think that I got confused because you didn't actually like make an avatar or anything specifically, so I didn't know when this renaming, splitting thing. I guess that's where I got lost when I was trying to follow.
So it happened in the very first night that we played, when I had the ulama leave. Part of the reason they left the Mektubah was because of the magic at the beacon. And then these other forces tapped into that exodus to further push them away from their original task, was all I was.
Because that was when you did the like create sub race. Was the
Yes.
like action thing that you did?
Yep.
Gotcha. And then yeah, now it's just like okay, but just like clarifying that because if you wanted to be all like aspects and stuff like that's probably fine. We just need to be clear about what they actually are and if that has impacts on other stuff.
Okay. So all in all, seems like nothing's changed, nothing's been affected or anything like that. Okay. So one more time, I see in turn 4 here, has rail, command avatar, creates an order. So it has rails harbingers. Okay.
Is the name of the order, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and that's 3 actions on your part. And is that all your points for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Chris.
Okay. 2 events happening at the same time because they are literally the same thing. So this ties into what Keith had brought forth, and I'm just going to add to it. And within, so Keith, just to clarify, you had those words appear over Katub and Ilafortis, correct?
Correct.
So from both of those locations, small beacons, unbeknownst but perhaps similar to one in previous ages, appear at those locations and erected by perhaps orders within. Either way, it's going to be 2 events where magic then spills forth and overflows the city and the area with magical power and presence, similar to the words that were brought forth previously. So that will be 14 points to do that. Both Katub and Ilafortis.
Just spilling magic. And what did you say to that as well? You said something after the spilling magic part. Bringing. I thought there was some flavor there that I wanted to write down. It was something like bringing, not fortune. I missed some of it while I was typing. Sorry.
Just bringing forth like magical power that flows out into the city and the end of the land.
Into the city. Okay.
And it's basically a kind of alluding to the words that were in the sky.
Okay.
And then.
So this is, since you're spending points on this, on each one, you're doing an event for each one, you're wanting this to be to have large enough repercussions, right? Like this isn't just a hey look now it's magic here. No, it's actually like spilling forth and shaping things around, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm assuming that, and I'm building upon what Keith did, and then this will be in Ferris that is doing this, by the way. Uh, these words that appeared, it seems like foreboding, so he's lending his power to basically bring forth these words into fruition, and that will be kind of playing into what Keith's doing, and then see how it goes from there. I do have one more action that I'm going to do, and actually, Resurai's avatar, seeing this take place, has some concerns. So they're going to command the city to build fortification walls. So command Avatar to basically help fortify the city in case something happens, with like fortified walls around Illafortis.
Around Illafortis. Okay.
And so that will be one for that. And that's my turn.
Okay. And that's round 9 in the second age. Okay. Seeing how the rounds have gone, I think I have enough time tonight for one more round, assuming we're going to stay in the second age. If we're going to move on, we'll talk. So, now it only takes one of you to say whether you want to continue on to the third age. Okay? So only one of you has to say, nope, let's go.
I'm ready to move on. And I'm willing to change that if other people are really want to stay here.
So,
But I feel like we've gotten to the point where we're starting to do a lot of the civilization-y things.
Mm-hmm. I could stick around more. Like I was gonna do like some more like shaping and stuff before that got more expensive. But like I did get like the big thing I was planning to get out of the way. So
I'm pretty much the same as Travis on that.
yeah, because like I was fine if we were gonna stick around for another round, but
Nobody has super strong feelings to stick around another round, though.
I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more shaping, just to, one last bit of shaping while it's 3 points cheaper than it will be. But
what do Keith and Chris? What do you got?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Michael.
do some more shaping.
Because I'm ready to drill down into like the actual race things at this point. I don't have land.
If someone has one more race they want, this would also be the time to do it, unless you want to spend 15 points.
I will say that at this point, since we have one round left, I wouldn't want to get into the third age. That would be my only point of not starting the third age. So if we did one more round of the second age to wrap it up,
Yeah.
then we would know where our starting point is for third age, and then
Yeah.
go from there. That would be my only point. I'm not really sold one way or the other. I have like maybe one more thing I want to do in this age, but that's about it. But I'm flexible.
Yeah, I could definitely see like, especially if we're probably going to wrap it up for tonight. If we don't, like, I wouldn't mind getting another quick round of this age in
Okay, I'll go around and ask
for official votes.
if you, yep, for the official vote, do you want to move on? If you don't have preference, say, just say no. I'm just looking for one yes. Do you want to move on? Chris?
No.
Trav?
No.
Michael?
yeah,
Keith?
Nope.
Spencer?
I guess we'll
All I
stay
need is
here.
one. Okay. We'll do this one more round. We'll end here, and then we'll pick up the third age on another night. which is good. And you can kind of see how the points change with the third age. Some things get a lot more expensive, like create race. This would be the time if you want to create one more race. Okay, why did this stall on me now? Why can't I see anything? What's the sign? Why don't we roll for power? I reset.
I don't know what I've been getting. We'll take it.
Roll 20 just completely paused on me. Still going for everyone else?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been pretty slow for me, but hasn't necessarily paused.
Just completely paused
Oh,
for me,
we
so let
lost
me
you at
load it
roll
back
20.
up.
I said, oh, we lost you at roll 20.
Yeah, I closed the window. I'm going to try reloading it.
Wait. Did mine not show
HBO,
up?
HBO Max
Hey,
is
yours is the
almost
first
here.
one.
Oh, there it is. It's in my blue box. Okay.
Blue box. Roll for power. Keith. Okay, so we got Michael has 7. 7, 7, 8, 8. Wow, look at all of you. Okay. Then let's roll for initiative. Four. Trav 7. Chris 7. Michael 9. All right. So we have Michael and Keith. Which one of you wants to go first?
Doesn't matter to me.
I can go. I know what I'm going to do. I don't have
Okay.
many
Sure.
points anyway, so.
All right, and then Trav and Chris, do you know which one you want to go first?
I don't have a preference. I can go last.
I don't know. I could go last as well. I might have a preference, just so I can get something a little bit more prepared if I do want to do something silly.
It's Travis's call when we get to it.
I'm going to put Trav down at the bottom then for right now. Okay, Michael, you're up first.
So let's see. So I've actually got 10 points. I rolled 7. 1 left over, so 8. No, I have 11 points. Okay. I think I erased that cell. Let me check to make sure I did this right. So I had 1 left over, carried over 3, 4, and 7 is 11. Okay, so I've got 11 points. Okay, first, very simply going to zoom in. One more addition to the Zogvarth cluster.
Okay.
Expanding that to that area there. That's 5 points, right?
Yes, it is.
And then, I think how much would that cost? Oh, you put it right. You put that city right in between 4 squares.
Where at?
Cold Nest. Oops.
Sucker.
So I don't know Can I just do like a 1 inch vicinity around Cold Nest?
Yeah, of course. What are you trying to do?
I'm going to shape the climate.
Here, hold on. I'm going to move your token.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Well, that's okay because you're the token. If I change it and make it a drawing,
Oh yeah.
there you go. There's your square, so you can sketch there.
I'm going to make, yeah, maybe instead of climate. Well, yeah, we'll make the climate. Um, it is actually very cold there.
How cold is it?
How cold is it?
It's it's cold. I mean, it's not like you can't people can't survive there or anything like that,
But
but it
it's
is.
harsh cold.
Yeah, sure.
Wondering if you're wanting to go to an extreme or
No, not really. I mean, I don't want it to be prohibitively cold. If I mean, no,
Unbelievably cold.
no, I
yeah.
don't. Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay. But if you as adventurers were to go to Cold Nest, you would probably want to bundle up unless you have some
Yeah,
resistances.
and we'd be like, oh, that's why it's called this.
Well, actually, the city was named before.
Yeah.
One day we woke up and it was 30 below.
I
What the
guess
hell happened?
I guess the gods finally gave us recompense for our bold naming convention.
Yep.
I feel like we need frigid wasteland adventure in, so we'll get it started.
Used to be 70 year round. It was great.
We've got we've got
Okay.
cold
Should I rename
jungle,
the
we've got.
town? What?
Oh wait, shit! There was one other thing I wanted to do though. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll let you change it real quick if you'd rather change the Cold Nest to not that.
Yeah, I think I do because I this is one I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, and I just never got around to it. But yeah, let's. I'm sorry. Let's undo
Oh, that's
that.
good.
Did you already erase it for me? Thank you.
I did.
Um, I will. I'm going to steal my dude over here because I'll use him again for a similar thing. Up in these mountains, I like to imagine this is actually having been here for a long time, but maybe not. Maybe that's not how it works. But oh, I can't. It's snapping again.
Where are you?
I'm in the
There you go.
mountains that
The
Spencer made at the very
Highlands.
beginning of our game.
If I do that, can you move it now?
There we go. Yeah. So there's actually up here. Where's my drawing tool? A massive. It's a big lake, and it's some of what, apart from the snow melt that runs off and feeds that all that water that goes to the swamp and then ultimately out to the sea. There, there's a big reservoir lake up here in the mountains. That's what
Haida Highlands.
Haida Highlands.
that's what that is.
Big lake. Okay. Do you have a name for the lake? If
Not
not, that's
immediately.
okay.
I'll be
Don't worry
sharing
about
it in the chat here shortly. I'm done. That's my turn.
Keith, you're up.
That's what I got.
Center
And
mage. It's our first negative. That's our first 2 city. Jeez.
Really? Nobody else is -2 yet?
No.
Well, don't.
Or
Sweet.
positive 2.
Yeah, the Jinshi race should be at least +2. Because they started +1, and I've at least done one more +1 to them, if not 2 +1s.
I'll have to look. Okay, Krebs, center mage, so continent left.
Are you okay? You did. Didn't we give you that you could do that by the advanced city thing for that city instead of the shape land thing? So it's like a little bit cheaper. But it's essentially shape land if you're making that forest stuff or that viney rose maze.
Gotcha.
Say what now? What's going on?
It sounds like if I heard that correctly, it was we were using advanced city for cheap land, unless you want to stick with the cheap land costs.
Oh no, so it was going to be you. In order to have it as this ever expanding city, I also wanted it to have an event. So you need to have the event to strike the city with magic that will make it happen, like enough magic, even though it's within this area. So do that, and then it's advanced city beyond that.
Well, that's what I was.
said.
I'm assuming he's doing it. He put it down at the place where that city where he did the event. I was doing that because is this what you just did?
Did you do the event yet?
No, I haven't. So we'll do the event first. Okay, sounds good.
Oh, I thought you did the event.
He created the city, but I because that could be a huge maze of a city in a huge space. I wanted there to be the upfront cost of the event on top of that, because it's more than just a regular city, and a square here is huge.
Yeah, that's a lot of space.
That's a lot. So it was the event and then advanced city, and really advanced city doesn't increase too much beyond this stage. So in terms of points, it only increases by 1 point. So although you won't be able to do too much with it this turn,
that's fine.
You'll be able, if you just want to dump points in expanding this thing and take over that side. My goodness, that would be easy enough. Depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, that'll work just fine.
Okay.
Did you get the name? I put the name of the lake in there.
Lake in the Haida Highlands, Loch Mulderholm. Okay. Okay. So does that change your turn at all, Keith? You corrected the city once to -2.
Right.
But that took 3 points from you. Or no, sorry.
I'm going to
2 points. I was like the civilization.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to wait on corruption until probably a next turn in another age.
Okay. So, what are you doing right now?
I'm just typing out just what to disregard.
Because you're doing like the event.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So then I'm going to delete the expansion so far. Disregard square. You'll redraw that. So event. Tyrant. City begins expanding. Okay. So yeah, that city, once it starts expanding, like, a dot, we don't have the exact range of how wide each of these dots are, but for a city to encompass beyond a single, like what that dot is and take over a single square, that's enormous. Whew. Chris.
Let's see. What did he say? 300 days? This is the next round. Look, it's time for Riz's warning to come to fruition. It's been 300 days.
Oh, days or years?
It's been 100 and some years, probably.
For 300 days, giant here above the Rainbow Arc in the Mektavi script, it reads, "Praise and woe upon thee, who learned the truth of magic. You will utter the tide spell, and you will drown the world. First in magic, then in madness."
And now, yeah, it's probably been somewhere between a year to 80 years, nearly 100 years, yeah, because that only took one of those years. So
yeah, one round. So since Keith hasn't done anything with this, I don't. Keith, were you gonna do something with this? Let me ask you.
All on
Open
you
the
guys.
gates. Open the
All
door.
right, good. I'm gonna make this happen. So where the water bridge is,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
from the Earth will erupt this giant beacon, similar to what had disrupted the world previously. But as it comes in contact with the bridge, it erupts and magic explodes out from the area, causing a huge magical disruption, almost a tide of magic per se, causing waves of destruction and magical chaos throughout the world.
Gosh, who did that?
Madness per se.
Everybody did it.
Everybody did it.
Okay. So this is an event, I'm guessing, or is this a catastrophe?
I'm using a catastrophe. I'm spending 10 points.
Oh, geez. So bad stuff happens. Okay.
I mean,
All
I
right.
could do an event, but I mean, he said
Nope.
madness, so I gotta make sure madness happens.
Okay. So is there?
Oh yeah, does this destroy the water bridge across the land bridge, Chris?
You have to spend. I don't know. I'm kind of leaving it ambiguous for the destruction of the DM to kind of do his magic.
That's fair. He'll have some opportunity for that, I suppose.
I know there's some asked to be vague. I would be like, it's supposed to be very destructive. So how
Yep.
destructive that can be.
This is one of those moments that easily, especially since it's one of the last turns in the second age,
Yes.
that allows me to build into maybe this is an event that causes the world to go into a third age. So
Yeah.
this will have some far-reaching consequences that we'll discover at the beginning of next session. Okay.
Cool.
And I'll detail them out. Obviously, everything closer to the impact, the point of origin, will be affected. Well, greater. Okay, that's it.
Physical proximity is only an illusion.
If that's it, yeah. Trev.
All right. You're kind of throwing out this is your last chance to get a good cheap race in there. So I was like, maybe I think I want to get another one out there. And this was one that I was just kind of threw together, like as opposed to having pre-sketch drawings and stuff like that. I was just like, I kind of want to. But I think I'm going to put them in the Foundling Woods to start. I'm not going to be able to make them a city, or I'm not going to. I guess that's cheap. But we're going to make basically like I wanted to make a small, cute little race type thing.
Teddy Ruxpin. You called it.
There you go.
Yep. We've got the rainbow bears. No.
There.
I was kind of thinking of a mix of like a big-eyed bush baby, a jerboa, something that kind of jumps, but is also like a cute little furry thing. So
I can also fly. I can also swim. Sounds a lot like what do they call that throwback? I don't know.
throwback. No, these are
But also vicious warriors, very strong and smart.
these guys are just like the cute little like race that has to exist in
Sure.
JRPGs.
Small race, cute. Yeah, we're gonna play Xenoblade and we're gonna have to deal with Nippon all the time.
Yeah.
Spencer, wasn't there a city that was discovered, like a lost ancient
in the
city
Foundling Woods right here, there's a city it's actually just ruins. Or, no, it's a well-preserved city that didn't have a name or inhabitants. It's just there.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that.
I was like, I thought there was something.
These guys found it, but they didn't do anything. They just saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it at?
I believe I spent the points on an event
just-
in this alcove.
Yeah, somewhere.
Like
This
right
is
here?
Yeah,
Like,
somewhere in there, like just in the forest.
I'm
woods.
asking about the ruins real quick. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
right
forgot.
down,
Oh.
they were down here at the edge of the forest, in the alcove here.
Okay, got it. You marked it. Great.
An ancient, lost, forgotten city.
But very well preserved. Oh god, there's a big pink line.
That's my bad.
It's a graph.
It's a laser from Camden's head.
It is.
He was like, "Grow city." Bam.
All right. Anything else about these bush babies?
Oh, I should probably give him a freaking name.
Yeah.
Or I think I was gonna kind of base it on the foundling, so it'd be like, just call it like a woodling, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And I was kind of thinking, yeah, there'd be kind of happy, helpful little guys. I was thinking I was gonna spend my other points to advance their civilization in like entertainment, like entertainment, acting, I don't know, just that kind of stuff. And being cute, I guess. I don't know.
They're gonna love Termorial.
But for doing the kind of random roles and personalities, I think one of the things that I might stick on there is that they're a little bit greedy, like a little bit of a dwarven kind of like to collect things and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. They're from the woods.
Are
Yeah,
these
otherwise
considered to
that-
be
What?
Sorry, go ahead. Are these considered to be a delicacy in some parts of the world?
Might be, I guess, if you like to eat cute things.
Not opposed
But
to it.
I don't have much to go with that, so I'll probably just leave that up to whatever to build on them there.
I'm guessing their purity is +1.
Yes, yeah, pure little dudes.
In Center Mage, everything's a delicacy.
They're pure until you break off.
And yeah, as this madness is going, there's a little ray of positivity in the corner of the woods.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens to them with the final acts of the Second Age. Spencer,
Everything.
time to
burns
kill the
down.
bush babies.
Nope.
Catastrophe right in the Foundling Woods.
Just to
Wipes them out.
this is all your guys' fault for making me stick in this age another round.
Fair.
Good.
This event, just to prove that proximity is meaningless to magic eruptions.
It is.
This ley line's already erupted, so this ley line's gonna erupt, and I'm gonna do a catastrophe of this mountain exploding.
Which mountain?
This one.
Volcano ice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna
Sorry.
erupt now as well. So 2 of the ley line mountain points have now gone up, and I will continue to catastrophe.
Oh, what
until
happens when the third one?
Fuck if I know. I'm gonna save enough points so that's the last action of the last round of world creation. Something floods the
Or
world
maybe
with
that's the
magic.
instigating moment of the story,
Yeah,
of the
that's-
campaign.
There you go. Mystery solved.
Mhm.
Checkmate, atheists.
Last.
Let's start over.
Catastrophe. Last turn of the game. Catastrophe. A massive asteroid comes from outer space and
Kills everyone.
destroys everything.
Or you just save up like 100 points, so like every single square with the city is like catastrophe. Every square inch of this place. That'd be the.
Okay, Catastrophe Mountain. At the bottom.
Apple bottom.
Now we're gonna have snake people refugees.
Man,
What did you say? Magic catastrophes don't have proximity?
There's no physical proximity when it comes to ley line ruptures like that.
Yeah. Proximity is an illusion.
It's magic.
Ley lines connect us all.
spaces layered upon spaces.
But it's still just a big volcano.
Ogres
Quantum
have layers.
We are
Magic
quantum
cake.
beings.
There will be, there's going to be as a catastrophe. You know, that's almost more of an event because nothing bad happens and it builds off something else. So, but you labeled it a catastrophe. You spent the points as a catastrophe.
Yeah,
So,
there needs to be some repercussions for this general region.
do you want to
No,
think about it, or
that's
do
for
you want
you.
me to do it?
You've
Okay.
got time between ages now. You can decide
Okay.
how bad shit gets down there.
That's what we use catastrophe points on. It's GM, you know,
It's the
go
I'll
do
spend
bad,
those.
do bad
I'm
stuff
gonna
because I
spend
don't
those
want to.
3
I
extra
feel
points
bad
for the GM to do some shit for me.
because I feel bad about impacting things. That's what you all can
There's
do.
two things.
This is a bit like the player telling the GM, "How do you want to do this?"
Mm-hmm.
GM action to do bad things. I'm gonna write that
Bad
down here
things.
too. GM action
He said I
to
could.
do bad things. Player approved.
One player approved at least.
The good news is catastrophes are the same cost
Technically
next
two
round.
did because I gave him another catastrophe to use.
× 3. Yeah, I got. Wait, you used 2 catastrophes?
No, I did the
Oh
one.
yeah. Yes, I have
One
2.
catastrophe, 2 events that
Okay.
were mysteriously linked.
Holy wow. Okay, so that's 10 rounds of the second age.
That was cool.
So let me just confirm. All we need is one person to say, "Let's move on."
Let's move on.
Yep, there we go.
Let's move on. I wanted you too.
We're going on to the third age. Not tonight, of course. But so the third age is mainly civilizations. It's going to be where wars can and really probably should break out. More orders can be created. Think about if you're going to play any of these races. What might be, you can create some good backstory here by doing some of these orders, by creating other cities. There's still some untouched land, but I will probably, fill that in myself. So you'll see cities there, everything. Don't worry about small villages, as those will be filled out when, we fill out, when I go into the world and fill more stuff out wherever we go. Okay. Any questions?
What are the chances that we'll have well, I guess we already do a kind of a summary document. Like I'd like to have a chance to look over the races, and I feel like I have a good general sense of stuff, but I could use a little bit of granular clarity probably and shape up and clean up some of my thinking before the third age.
So, definitely go in and maybe take a look at the notes. I know they're tricky. What you can do is you can select a cell and widen out the read tab, and you can do that. Races and such, I have a list in the gods section, very basic, but you can kind of see in the gods tab, gods, avatars, and I might be missing some, and then races and cities as a list, and hopefully I've got them all.
And Jake, I found it was in turn 19 of the second age is when I added purity to the Jinchi. Another tab of that purity to them.
And they started at a +1?
Yeah, so they're +2.
Oh, yes, they are. Okay. Yes, I think I remember even seeing that. +2.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I've gotten those guys up to +2 at this point.
And then it was the Yenin, right?
Yep.
They're in the maze, but they were at a 0, right? Like purity.
Right.
And then right now center mage is at -1, but you're hoping to drop it down to -2 pretty quick.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, you can see a lot of that stuff there. There's a chance that I could make this better by next time we play, which who knows when it'll be. Next week I have something on Wednesday it's been a couple weeks since I've gamed with the other group, and I could see Austin reaching out.
I'm gonna kill the stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, go ahead. Goodbye.